afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. NFL, the Browns name rookie Dillon Gabriel the starting quarterback for Sunday's game versus the Vikings from London, England. Joe Flacco will be his backup. MLB Wild Card Series, Guardians and Reds need wins to keep their seasons alive. Cleveland hosts Detroit at 1:08. Casey Mize starts for the Tigers against Tanner Bybee for the Guards. Cincinnati visits the LA Dodgers at 9:08. Zach Littell starts for the Redlegs against Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Dodgers. Hear it on the Fan, too. Today, Braves manager Brian Snitker was announced that he will not return after 10 seasons. He will remain with the Braves as an advisor. NHL preseason, Blue Jackets fell 4-3 to the Capitals. Boone Jenner scored 2 goals. This update sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. Tickets, sideline passes, trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Register today at roosterswings.com.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, welcome back in. Wet and Wild Wednesday here on Rothman and Ice. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon boys. Good to see you.
It's good to see you, my man. How you feeling over there? You ready for some more playoff baseball today?
You know what? I'm not going to lie to you. Getting paid to watch a game is what I always dreamed of, and that's kind of where we are today. So that'll happen again at 1 o'clock. I did watch the game at the end, when the Guards had a chance there with Jose Can-You-See going all the way to third. All right, 2 things. I'm somewhat okay with running on contact there, but he's done it all year. That's what he does. They're aggressive on the base paths. They have to be aggressive on the base path. That's why they are where they are. If you're going to go, you go. You cannot stop. I don't care if you're because I don't think you're not getting a double play out of that. You're not going to fire home, get the tag on him, and then fire to first. I doubt it. He's got to force that throw. Whatever that throw is, and it's probably nothing. It's 50 feet. I think he's got to go because you never know when a guy's trying to swipe tag, whether he's going to swipe too fast or the catcher's not going to hold on to the ball. So that part I had a little bit of a problem with the Guardians. Where were you on that play? I mean, there's only one out. He does not have to go. The rule is, hey, you got to see that through. But I know what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do.
J-Ram, for sure, is a guy that obviously has more wiggle room and more, pull to make his own decisions like that than maybe any other guy on the roster. So I think what you touched on is real, that they know they got to scratch and claw, right? And we just got to grind this thing out, and sometimes we have to take risk. And in that moment, he clearly took a risk, and it backfired. But I think like a guy like Valera during his at-bat in that inning right there, I think he was trying to do a little too much. I think the swings were a little too big in a moment like that. And so it was early on that we saw the Guardians handed the Tigers a run with the air by Rodriguez, and in a game that is just going to be so airtight when you're going up against a guy like Skubal, you just can't have it. But they had that opportunity late in the 9th inning, but you're talking about in total a game to where the Guardians only cook up 4 hits and only get 1 run. And
that's who they are.
That's who they are, and that's a tough place to live in the playoff when you are going up against a guy like Skubal. And that's just what you saw throughout the afternoon into the evening, is that power bats and power arms are going to get it done more times than not in the playoffs. And so Skubal goes 14 Ks and 1 earned run. And it's just a tough day at the office when he's out there, and you just have to stay out of your own way. And unfortunately, the Guardians just didn't do it.
I didn't have a lot of confidence in the Guardians going into the playoffs for this reason. The one you just said, a team that has no offense. I love their pitching. Their pitching's been an all-star staff for the last month. So that's what kept them in games. The reason that I was confident was because of what they've done to the Tigers. They stole the division from them. They had a mental edge. They had potentially 3 games at home in a playoff series to get them, and they still can. So it's a weird place to live with the Guardians right now. You and I have seen teams in Cleveland that have been top to bottom really tough, really good teams, just a lot more star-studded rosters and lineups. This is not them. So I want to give them a ton of credit. If the season ends today, it would be one of those abrupt deaths, that happens in baseball. You play 162. Now you got a 2 out of 3 series. And in a blink of an eye, that fun you had about getting in is over. But obviously forcing a game 3 and then at home, then as the, quote, underdog house money team at home, the team that kind of is, we're not supposed to be here, then the whole mental edge switches back. You guys need to do the same thing. You guys need to somehow, and I don't know how you're going to do it, but somehow get to Yamamoto and obviously keep that game within striking distance. Because if both of them can force a game 3, yes, the odds will still favor the so-called better teams. But baseball is impossible to predict. I know the pitching helps in the prediction models. But, man, you get to a guy early or he makes a mistake and the whole thing flips on its head. But the guards struggle to score, and you guys are going to struggle against that lineup. Thanks, Shohei, for ruining my Nerfy. I had it with the Cubs game and the Yankee game. I was 2 for 2, and I'm going to, Matty, and I had a chance to cash out. I had a chance to cash out. I'm like, you know what? Green's on the mound.
You saw that video of him praying on that mound, L.A. kid. You thought, he's ready to go.
And then don't make a mistake to that guy right out of the gate.
The best player in the history of the game does best player in the history of the game stuff and just sets the tone right away. And that just speaks to what I mentioned. Like it's like when we talk about teams going up against Ohio State sometimes, and it's like they can hang around for maybe a quarter or a half, and then just in time, the talent is just going to overwhelm certain programs. And I think for both the Guardians and the Reds right now, especially the Reds on their side of things, because I think the Guardians and Tigers are used to playing that style of game that we saw yesterday. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another low-scoring game today. But on the Red side of things, too, man, when you're just dealing with an Hall of Fame pitcher in Blake Snell, and then the guys that you were mentioning with the Dodgers, you just can't go blow for blow with them. And Snell, 9 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, and then the Dodgers hitting 5 home runs in the game. I mean, they ranked second in the sport in home runs this year. And I'm sure you saw it yesterday, or that the graphic on ESPN that they were throwing up there, where when teams out-homer their opponent in the playoffs, they win 83% of their games. And that's just the formula. And right now for the Reds, they don't have that offensively, and the Guardians don't have it either. And so you just have to play a perfect game on defense, and you have to just hope that somebody runs into one, because right now in playoff baseball, I just don't think you're going to be able to piece together long innings against the pitchers that they're going to see, unless you can get to the Dodgers bullpen. But the starters that these two teams have right now, especially Detroit with Skubal, but just the depth of good starters that the Dodgers have in a 3-game series, it's a little spooky.
Green, is it Littell and Abbott? Where are we going here?
That was the news yesterday, that Littell was going to get the rock today. Yeah. And we'll see if that changes anything. I just know when your season is on the line, the man that you just mentioned, AR, has to make an appearance at some point in time. You can't think, in my opinion, that we're saving him for game 3. If this gets dicey with Littell early, like Lodolo, to me, has got to be the first one out of that door.
I would think so. I think Francona gives them a fighting chance. I know he's just a baseball manager, and they're not calling plays. It's not football. But I think he can settle that clubhouse down a little bit. And, you gave up 10. You gave up a lot of homers, big crooked numbers up there. You got to try to find your way into this game, and then you got a chance. But you guys are you guys are as unlikely as Cleveland. So we knew going in, let's hope that maybe one of them or both could stretch this to 3, and then you've got something. You talked about the underdogs, and I've said that all the time, Maddie, especially when it comes to Ohio State, because they're just so much better. And even when Ohio State has an off game, they can beat you. And what happens with underdogs when they have favorites either on the ropes or they're just in a game, but on the ropes especially, they are not used to closing out games, especially against very good teams. And I don't know, did you guys hear the comment about, I think Breece Hall summed it up pretty well with the Jets game the other night. This is how I would view an underdog, and this is the soundbite of the year. Let's see if he has it.
And what did you think of the game? That's more important.
It's just a tale of 3 out of our 4 losses. Teams will shoot themselves in the foot, and we come back and shoot ourselves in the head. So you can't win if
there you go.
defensively.
That's it. They shoot themselves in the foot. We come back and shoot ourselves in the head.
I've never heard that.
That's what underdogs do sometimes, most of the time. And with baseball, like I said, I mean, we can look at the pitchers and see who's the favorite. They control most of the game.
Yeah. And
it's going to be interesting to see if you guys can get to Yamamoto. Bibby's been back. Like, that dude is back. Mm-hmm. I've had that kind of love-hate relationship with fantasy baseball with him all season long, and then he throws it in my face with a complete game at some point here in the last few weeks, and he's feeling pretty good. So you have a confident Bibby taking the mound today.
And I also think, too, the Guardians have belief that they can take out the Tigers because they've done that, right? Like, I think the mental space for the Reds is a little more bleak because they're a young team. They've never been here before, and you're looking over at across the other dugout, and there's Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer that they're rolling out there on offense, and then the guys that they have pitching as well are special talents too. And so I think today between the Guardians and there's more confidence, I would have to imagine, in the Guardians locker room than there is the Reds right now. But for the Reds, this moment is valuable because they are so young. So getting a taste of this, I like, for, the Hunter Greens and obviously Ellie and McLean and all those guys that they're banking on being pillars for years to come. This is important for them to take it on the chin just a little bit, and I think that can make them better in the years to come. But for the Guardians, you cannot doubt them at all, especially at home going up against a divisional opponent they know very, very well, and another team offensively that doesn't feel like they're going to run away from you. So you got, the beast that they have in Skubal, you got that out of the way. He did Skubal things. Now you're reset today without having to worry about him, and you see what you could do here in about an hour.
So the game was stealable. That's the bad part of it. It's not like the Reds. The Reds come back and say, okay, that was game one. We lost it. We were never really in it. We're fine. Guardians have to really flush that one yesterday because that one's hard. It's actually harder to get over. I think it's the one that you feel like you could steal, and you didn't. The Reds are like, okay, we're never in it. Let's go back and win game two. The Guardians have to find a way to claw it out. The good news for the Guardians is they lost a very close game, which is what they have to do. They've got to be in games. And they can. So Progressive Field, 1 o'clock. We'll be here for you to give you all those updates. We come back, and the Brownies, we stay in Cleveland. They rip off the Band-Aid. We'll give you all the details next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
When you need a mini excavator or a not-so-mini excavator, lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. With the largest rental fleet and hardest working equipment experts in Columbus, we can help you take a big step toward a mini excavator in one of 17 different sizes, from 2,000 to 18,000-pound machines with 6 to 24 feet of reach and 5 to 15 feet digging depth. Though in the most rental locations, and it's no wonder the Columbus builders who are building Columbus lean on green. Sunbelt Rentals. Learn more at sunbeltrentals.com.
Hey friends, Beamer here. And a bye week, it's about getting your energy back, and that's exactly what Awaken 180 gave me. I don't drag through mornings anymore. I'm not dreading the stairs or a long day. I feel lighter, sharper, and actually in control. Yeah, I dropped a lot of weight, but what actually matters is how different my life feels now. If you're ready for your own reset, take this bye week to get you there with Awaken 180. Start today online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Oven-baked French toast. Hot, melty cheese. And meat. And meat. And meat. Introducing UDF's new 3-meat French toast sandwich. Sweet and savory cinnamon swirl French toast piled with thick cut bacon, natural pork sausage, and smoky Canadian bacon. It's the newest flavor in our lineup of breakfast sandwiches. All stacked fresh, all served hot, and all made in store to make your morning. The new 3-meat French toast sandwich from UDF. Mornings made for you.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app, available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app, free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun, your way. That means every few minutes across Ohio, 20 out of 80 possible numbers are randomly picked. And if some of the numbers you picked match, voila, you're a winner. Keno doesn't require you to know a single thing about sports, ball, or overs, unders, pluses, minuses, or lines, or whatever else. Keno is as simple as, did some of my numbers match? They did? Great. You just raked in some dough. There are more than 20 hours of Keno draws every day and thousands of places to play statewide. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Other stations have crappy ratings and they wonder why no one listens. So instead of investing money in local talent, they fire people and plug in AI voices. Gee, real entertainment. Well, all of our dummies are real, damn it. The Fan, Ohio's real human destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Another summer day ahead with daytime highs topping out in the low 80s and bluebird skies with plenty of sun. For tonight, a few more clouds in our lows, getting down into the upper 40s to low 50s. But then for Thursday, we'll see partly sunny skies and highs right around 80 degrees. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony finally hit a hole-in-one.
It's in the hole.
So now what? Just bask in the glory?
And that's how she wrote.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Kind of ironic that played because I found out that our boy DeVere Posey is playing the Little Tortoise today. Okay. And I told Mad Max, when he comes in, tell him if he makes an ace, he's got to call into the show.
That he does.
Keep the tradition going.
That he does. And he needs to take that ball and set it to the side because the best part was AR calling in because he had finally checked the box. But the other part was Depot like kind of stopping you mid-sentence, like, hold on, AR, you're still playing with that ball? Wasn't that the story?
So this is what happened.
What happened? Remind me.
It was a bye week last year, and Cole had just taken over, I think.
No, if it was a bye week, CB must have been on vacation because it was
filling in. That's right.
It was Ice, DeVere, and me.
Okay, so I go out on a September Friday, and it's weird, playing great, make my first ace ever. Like, it was amazing. And at Turtle, a par 3 is the 7th is where I got it, the little one. And then at 8, I actually happened to hit a really good drive. And I looked in my rangefinder to see the distance I had at 8. And then I punched it, and then I saw it, and I put the rangefinder down. Like, wait a minute, how much was that? And I went again. And then I had to do it a third time.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't even on this earth. I wasn't even thinking. So anyway, I 3-jacked 8, and I would go to 9, and 9 is a par 3, and it's over water. And when I hit it, my buddy Rob, who I was playing with, said, tell me you're not going to make another one. Like, go back to back. It was right at it. And it happened to be about like 2.5 feet. So I made birdie there. And then I get to 10, which is a really tough par 4, tough driving hole. Hit one, striped it right. And I'm playing well.
Yeah.
So not only am I going to get my ace, I'm going to have my career best round. And Rob and I were talking. I'm like, I can't believe that Matty called this. Like, I think he was just trying to pump me up a little bit. I don't know if he truly believed it, but Matty kept saying, you're going to get one, and you're going to get one soon.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to get one before the season.
I believed in you.
No, I know you
really
did, but that's not how it works. And so
I like the hype up.
I decided to call in.
Yeah.
Because we had talked about it for 2 years, whether the Vikes would win a Super Bowl or I would get an ace or neither. Either, or both. Whatever's coming first.
We thought you might get both last year.
Yeah, right.
During the
That's
regular
right.
season.
Yeah, then Darnold happened. And so when I called in, DeVere said, hey, you've got to get a little trophy for that golf ball.
For sure.
And it was the first time I think I ever was going to drop a bomb on the air. Like,
blank? Like
yeah,
Shefty?
like I was out of my head, and I was just talking to a couple friends, and oh, wait a minute, you're on the radio, and I looked down, and that's what I had to admit. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to blanking believe this. I'm still playing the ball I made the ace with. I never took it out of circulation. And knowing me, there was a good 80% chance I was going to hit that in the drink at 9. Like, there just was a good chance that you're not focused. And if it would have gone in there, I would have felt like I am hiring a professional diving team.
Got to get it.
I'm going to pay what it takes. You got to go get that ball amongst the thousands that are probably in there. We have to find it. I'll show you exactly where it went in. Yeah. You got to go get it. I'll go with you. Yeah. And so anyway, so when I found out he was playing today, I'm like, there's some good vibes going on.
For sure. Where is the golf ball right now, AR?
It's my Chanel number 5. Bought me a little box for it with the yards, and it's sealed up and everything. Yeah, 5. She's resting right now comfortably.
Love it.
Yeah. So he's playing today. All right, Brownies rip off the Band-Aid. And so you and I were somewhat surprised. And then Tyvis said to me, like, why are you surprised? Like, what is it about this? Why would you be surprised this happened? And I dropped I didn't think they were prepping him. And he was like, what do you mean prepping him? He's in the meetings. It's not like Joe this, Joe that. It's not like they're excluding him from the information. And I just kept peppering Tyvis with, yeah, but if you're the starting quarterback that week, aren't you a little more involved in the game plan? And he's like, no, they're all there. And so he talked me off the being surprised factor that you don't need a bye week to make this change. And then I started looking at the schedule, and the Vikes are kind of coming off a mini clunker against the Steelers. But I also, the Vikes had the benefit for already being over there. And it didn't seem as ideal. But then you start going through what Flacco's been, and you ask yourself, what are you waiting for? That's honestly the stability at the beginning of the season I was good with. But the fact that the Browns have 8 giveaways, they're tied for most in the NFL, and Flacco has been at the center of every turnover with 6 picks and 2 lost fumbles. Now, every one may not be his fault. Some of those were
drops,
tapped in the air,
for sure.
or guys that had to lay out for some. So I'm not going to get all caught up in that, but I am going to get caught up in the fact that, hey, what are you waiting on?
Yeah.
If you feel this season is savable with one of these guys, you got to do it.
I'm with you. The team record's 1-4. I mean, Flacco, in the 4 games that he started, he's only gotten beyond 200 passing yards one time, and that's never really the end-all, be-all, but we're all watching the games, and we can all see that just the offense doesn't have a spark with him under center right now. And so they've had some issues up front with their offensive line. There's no denying that, and the combination of that with a quarterback that's 40 years old that has never really been mobile, but especially now because of where he is in age, he really can't run away from anybody. It's just a bad mix of everything. And so he just hasn't been an efficient quarterback, even when he has been given time. He's got the 3rd worst completion percentage in the sport. And so it is now time to hand this thing over to Dillon Gabriel. And I think this is kind of what you wanted if you were a Browns fan coming into this season was, hey, give 1 or 2 of these young guys plenty of runway to see what you have. Because when you get to the finish line of this season, you just need answers. You need answers because you have pretty valuable draft capital going into next year's draft, right? With your own pick and with Jacksonville's pick. And so you just need to know, not, hey, what does he do in the film room? What does he do, in practice when he's on the scout team? What does he do against real units around the NFL in live game action? And so whether this is going to be for the rest of the season or in time, will we see Shador? Who knows? But these 2 guys needed to do something within this offense and put some stuff out there on tape. That way, when they get to the draft next year, they know exactly what we need to do and whether or not we need to go out and take another swing at a young quarterback.
Yeah, Flacco's done now. You can't go back to him.
No,
even if I gave you the scenario of that Dillon falls on his face, which is probably not going to happen completely, but let's say he did.
Yeah.
Like even in this game, let's say we had a horrible first half.
Got to let him play through it.
I think you have to at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're stunting him more mentally if you have a quick hook now.
I agree, AR, and I think you want to provide a young guy with confidence in knowing, like, you're going to make mistakes, and I'm not going to pull you out of the game. And I think that can just ease the nerves a little bit too, because he's going to make mistakes, and he's going to see some pretty good defenses coming at him in the next couple of weeks. And that Pittsburgh defense in a rivalry game, that'll be tough on the road. And so for Dillon, it's just the operation like we talk about with Julian saying. How clean can you make it as a young guy? and not hurting your team and moving the chains too and keeping that defense fresh, right? Because that's another thing, like with Flacco out there, just the offense just wasn't a threat at all. And so the defense is just playing so many snaps. You want to give those guys a blow too. And so I think with Stefanski, look, this is a two-time coach of the year. This guy knows, I think, what he's doing on offense. And I think with a guy like Dillon Gabriel, we'll see him move the pocket a little bit, get him out in space because he's not the tallest guy. So you want to stay away from, I think, consistently staying in one spot. And Dillon, to his credit, he's played a lot of college football. And we've seen guys come into the NFL that have checked that box and not looked overwhelmed completely like some other rookies have done in the NFL. And so I'll give him that, is that because of all his time at the collegiate level, maybe he can figure this thing out sooner rather than later.
I've gone through a little bit of a roller coaster this morning being a Viking fan. At first I thought, fantastic. Love the change. I'd rather face a rookie, the only rookie who's ever made his debut in an international game. I'm like, fine, done.
That's Gabriel now.
That's
He's the only,
Gabriel.
okay, I got you.
And I was like, okay, that's perfect. That Vikings, defense looked bad against Metcalf. Browns don't have a Metcalf. And I was like, okay, that's fine. This is good. And then the more I thought about it, Flores probably could have just teed off on Flacco, knowing he's going to be in one.
He ain't going anywhere.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Now, I think it may be harder to confuse Flacco. And I think Gabriel, maybe they can throw some things at him that he certainly hasn't seen. But he's a smaller quarterback. And so, but the experience in college should be there a little bit. He's going to be nervous.
Yep.
And I've kind of come back to, as a Viking fan, would I rather face Flacco or Gabriel in this game? And to me, it probably would have been Flacco now that I think about it.
You would have rather seen Flacco.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Because of the unknown with Gabriel. There's an unknown part of it for me with his mobility.
Okay.
But I still think it probably turns out to be a little bit of a wash where you give up an experience.
Yeah.
You gain in nerves for a rookie.
Right. So look, they spent a third-round pick on this guy. So that's pretty valuable draft capital in my opinion, and now it's time to go. So he's been able to see how Flacco goes about his business on game day, his preparation throughout the week, 4 games, and now he's got to show that he can be the leader. What's some nasty work going on at the quarterback position in the AFC North this weekend, or just because of injuries. I mean, the scheduled starters in the North this week is Aaron Rodgers, Cooper Rush, Jake Browning, and Dillon Gabriel. Ooh-wee.
By the way, real fast, here are the numbers on Flacco. First of all, we know the Browns haven't scored more than 17 this season. Out of 33 qualifying quarterbacks, Flacco is last in passer rating, completion rate, and yards per attempt. Yeah. So that's 60 passer rating, 58% completion, yards per attempt 5.1, and he's 31st in expected points added per play. His 6 picks are second most by a quarterback, and only the Titans have scored fewer points than the Browns this season.
You said yards per attempt is 5.1.
That's what I have here.
Yeah, that is just, man, as a defense, we're not threatened at all by your aerial attack. We're sitting on everything.
The man that broke the news will join us in 2 minutes, Adam Schefter, and we'll get his feeling on how this unfolded this week. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
As part of our 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, Newman Roofing is proud to recognize individuals going above and beyond to make a difference for people of all abilities. This week, we would like to honor Jessica Komajati. Jessica has made an impact by being a Special Olympic Ohio Fit 5 advocate and youth leader, as well as a Buddy Walk committee member. This Down Syndrome Awareness Month, Newman Roofing is proud to partner with 10 TV and The Fan in our commitment to the community.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is your friend with the truck.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
All our people are in uniforms.
And our trucks are clean and shiny.
And big.
We leave spaces empty and clean.
For you.
1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
2 blockbuster game shows. 1 jackpot-sized night. Fox Tonight, the floor is back with a Stars and Stripes showdown.
I'm Rob Lowe, and it's a state against state battle.
Then,
84 players for me.
Ken Jeong and Aaron Andrews host the new $1 Million Game Show, where the games look simple.
Players must catch potatoes with a fork.
Until the pressure's on.
Know what it's like to unfreeze a pair of pants?
To win the $1 million, they've got 99 to beat.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio.
but stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
Ready for your next truck? At Krieger Ford, we have just what you're looking for. Trade in your vehicle and get a new Ford F-150 with a black appearance package for $11,000 off MSRP. It's all part of the Krieger commitment. Best cars, best people, peace of mind. Visit us today on Morris Road in Columbus or find your new truck at KriegerFord.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
NFL Playbook with ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Sponsored by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
All right, we're efforting Shefty, who broke the news this morning that the Browns are making a change to Dillon Gabriel. Starting week 5 against the Vikes in London.
Hey.
Maddie mentioned and Shefty tweeted about the AFC North and the quarterbacks now. With Joe Burrow out at least 3 months with a turf toe. Lamar with a hammy. So Cooper Rush. I don't think it's an automatic. Shefty, I will want to ask him that because there was a report yesterday from our guy.
About Lamar?
Coach Wacker out there in Baltimore.
Yeah, and I think I saw Ian Rappaport label it as week to week. So there's some conflicting
Maybe you will get your
reports out there. Who knows? We talked about that, their week 8 bye, so they got 2 games with the Rams and the Texans, and
but
maybe
can't
we'll see
afford to let him go.
No, you can't. You can't, but you also don't want to force the issue and make the injury worse, and he's out for the season or something crazy like that.
Flacco bench for Gabriel, and Rodgers is on a 3-1 start with a bye.
The OG. And I think Aaron Rodgers is like top 5 in the league in passing touchdowns right now. I think that game number 1 definitely helped right out of the gate against the Jets where he had 4 of those things. But look, he looks fine right now. He does look fine for a quarterback at his age that I don't think is dealing with a whole bunch of weaponry around him.
I always thought he'd raise the floor for them. It's a matter of whether he can stay healthy the whole year. Yeah. But he's going to raise the floor. Who knows what the ceiling is for Pittsburgh, but he was definitely going to keep him in it. Here's the man who broke the news about Flacco being benched for Dillon Gabriel. He's our guy, Adam Schefter, ESPN senior NFL insider. All right, bud, busy morning for you.
Yeah, a lot going on. Obviously, Joe Flacco benched, Dillon Gabriel in. Jaden Daniels was just medically cleared to resume practicing in full, which tells you he'll start Sunday against the Chargers. It's always a lot going on in the National Football League, and today's no different.
Had you heard rumors after the Detroit game that Flacco was possibly going to be benched? Was that on your radar?
Yeah, it was on the radar. Look, it's been on the radar for a couple of weeks now. And, these teams always say they want to be patient, they want to not rush things, and they want to make sure they take. But in the end, ultimately, all it takes is a few bad losses with the offense looking stagnant. I think last week, the Giants go to Jackson Dart. It brings a spark and an energy. Now, again, Dillon Gabriel is going to go through some hard times, and he couldn't ask for much of a tougher assignment in his first start than a Brian Flores defense, the Vikings in London. Body clock's not right. Everything's fair. This is tough, I think. But you know what? If you're going to be a good quarterback in this league, you find a way to make plays. Jackson Dart did it in the tough first NFL start against a tough Chargers defense. And now it's up to Dillon Gabriel to try to do the same thing.
Hey, Shefty, we were reacting to some comments from Rex Ryan the other day where he was alluding to behind the scenes, I guess, Shedeur Sanders not being as professional as he needs to be or he wants him to be. Have you heard anything about what's going on behind the scenes with Shedeur and maybe him not being locked in the way that he's supposed to be?
I happen to be sitting next to Rex when he said that. And all I could say is I'll let Rex speak for himself. I have not heard those things, but what Rex said was basically that he's sitting in the back of the room, not up front, not being as involved in things as he should be. That was the implication from Rex, and Rex, like everybody around the league knows it. Well, again, I'm not going to question Rex. I can tell you that obviously that's been chatter in league circles according to Rex, but that's a Rex Ryan report, not a me report.
The Vikes have to stick with Wentz this week, I imagine.
That's what I expect to be the case. One more week of Wentz, then they have a bye, and then they can reassess how Wentz is doing, how J.J. McCarthy is recovering from his ankle, and make a decision from there.
Okay. Shefty, going down to Cincinnati, any stuff out there about maybe the Bengals making some calls to try to bring in another quarterback, or is it hush-hush and they're going to roll with the guys they have?
Listen, it's not their way to be aggressive and go make a trade for a quarterback and do those kinds of things. I will say that in talking to a lot of front office executives, coaches, the last 24 or so hours, multiple, I think they all think that something is going to happen. That seems to be the prevailing opinion of people. Again, I know the Bengals have been behind Jake Browning, and I think, we need to take into account that there were two rookie guards playing on Monday night. That certainly was a factor involved in all of this. We played two tough defenses on the road, Minnesota and Denver. And, that's just not all Jake Browning's fault. Joe Burrow threw for 113 yards in game one. It was on pace for the same game in game two, and he got hurt, right? So it looks like it's more than just a Jake Browning issue right now.
Yeah, they got to clean it up for sure up front. Shefty, I just want to dig a little bit deeper on that. If they do make a move, is that one of the Giants' now backup quarterbacks? Is that the Atlanta Falcons' backup quarterback? What do you think?
To my knowledge, there have been no conversations with the Giants.
Okay.
And Kirk Cousins has a no trade. And I don't know why Kirk Cousins would want to go to Cincinnati. Maybe he would, but his kids are in school. That's not a Kirk Cousins thing. He gets to decide what he does and doesn't want to do. So I don't know if that's practical. The Giants haven't had any again, I get it. People want to come up with, okay, let's trade for quarterback and trust. There's not some quarterback on sale in a five and dime type shop that you just go bring in to go replace Joe. It's not happening. It's not happening. I don't care who they bring in. Russell Wilson, James Winston, Joe Flacco, Kirk Cousins, Johnny Unitas, whoever it is. They've got other besides from the quarterback. They're not getting a quarterback off the street that's going to come in and save their season, in my mind.
Unitas would be a neat trick, though.
It would. Absolutely.
It would be. Let me ask you about what you know about how desperate the Ravens are to have Lamar Jackson back, even if he's not 100%.
Well, of course they're desperate. Team is reeling right now. Defense is not playing well. There's a whole host of issues, as there are in Cincinnati. And, they got to fix their defense. That's going to be tough to do without Nnamdi Madubuike, amongst others. No Roquan Smith. Marlon Humphrey's hurt. I think there were 10 starters that were either out of the game on Sunday or got hurt during the game. 10 starters that left. That's hard. That's hard to do. And by the way, certain seasons go certain ways for certain teams like this. Like all of a sudden it starts going this way and it's contagious almost. It's not, but it is. Like there are certain teams that go through seasons without any significant injuries, and there are certain seasons where it just snowballs on them. And when you lose, it takes away a little bit of that motivation to get out there sometimes. So they're in a tough spot. Yeah, but do they want Lamar Jackson back this week? 100%. Are they going to get him? I think there's a real question about that. He couldn't have come back into the game on Sunday. It's a hamstring. I think you have to wonder if and when he'd be back this week. My guess would be no. And they play the Texans this week, the Rams next week, and then have a bye. So the schedule sets up potentially for him to miss 2 games, but I don't know that that's what will wind up happening. It'll be dependent on how he feels.
So we got the Philadelphia Eagles off to a 4-0 start, but we got some cryptic social media posts from their star receiver, A.J. Brown. What's your read on that situation right now, Shefty?
My read is obviously he doesn't seem particularly thrilled. There were 9 targets for him on Sunday. It didn't happen at that point in time for him. And he kind of got a little outspoken last year, read the book, and all of a sudden he got a bunch of balls and they won games. And my guess is that on Sunday they're going to feed A.J. Brown quite a bit. That's my.
So your guess is he'll stay put this year.
Like you're talking about trading him this year? I don't see that. I mean, by the way, they're 4-0. They're one of the best. Why are they going to trade their best receiver? Why would you do that?
If he makes it a problem for them, right? I mean, it's him. It's not them.
No, not to that extent.
Okay.
Like, no, that's not. I mean, look. Here's the thing. In this league, anything's always possible. But this is an in-season issue about a guy that's not happy about getting the ball. He's implying there's an issue with somebody in the organization. We don't know who. Okay, that's where they're at. The Eagles won the Super Bowl last year. They're 4-0 this year. They're one of 2 unbeaten. They're not trading their best receiver. Like, if he's on, could it be in the off season? Maybe, yeah. But he's playing this year in Philadelphia.
I'm with you.
As you know on this show, Shefty, we love some fantasy football. I think some injury news dropped today coming out of Tampa that could affect some fantasy lineups. What's going on with their stud running back and Bucky Irving?
He's got a foot sprain. He was in a walking boot and on crutches today. My understanding is it's not overly serious, not a long-term injury, but he is considered week to week. My guess is he doesn't play this week, and they reevaluate it next week.
Speaking of fantasy, how do you feel the loss of Tyreek Hill is going to affect like Achane and the guys with Miami? Help or hurt? I mean, they're going to have to lean on him more, but they're obviously easier to defend without Tyreek.
Yeah, I would say kind of neutral.
Mm-hmm.
The one guy, from a fantasy standpoint, I think Malik Washington would get an uptick in targets, but the other guys, you lose a major threat like that. I can't imagine the offense is better off without Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. All right, my man. Good stuff. Stay on the case. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Have a great day. We'll talk next Wednesday.
You got it. Thanks. Adam Schefter with us on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. All right, we'll come back and we'll check in on the college field. And is this Big Ten team hanging by a thread? We'll talk about it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Listen up.
Y'all know what time it is.
Abbott Elementary returns.
Miss Chimenti will no longer be teaching second grade. She'll be moving up to teach middle school math and homeroom.
New year.
Preteens are very different than second graders. Every day is like an episode of Scared Straight. What?
Same Abbott.
We live in a post-truth landscape, and these kids hit below the belt, which is where you haven't been touched in years.
Abbott Elementary season premiere.
Tonight at 8:30 on ABC6.
Good morning, Columbus. It's going to be a good day, and it's going to be big. With the biggest morning news team in Central Ohio, Good Day Columbus. The biggest news, weather, and traffic in town every day. Bringing you over 5 hours of breaking news, live reports, and continuing coverage, and stories that'll make you smile. First Warning Weather gets you ready for the day ahead, and Steer Clear Team Traffic will get you to work on time. Good Day Columbus, weekday mornings on ABC6. It's going to be a good day.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and it's party time, baby, because the Grove City Smokin' Hot Wing and Music Fest is back Saturday, October 4th at American Nitro. From noon to 9, you get wings, beer, live music, football on the big screen, and more. Don't miss the wing eating and bobbing for wings contest either. Ooh, veterans, military, and kids under 12 get in free. Get the tickets at AmericanNitro.com/wingfest. Presented to you by The Fan, Columbus Chamber, Brex Paving, Darby Dental, and Equipment Rental. Wing Fest 2025, the ultimate fall kickoff. Don't miss it.
Is your money just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money's always doing something. Like auto saving for special events, tracking your teen spending, and helping protect your parents from fraud. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
It's the Valley Ford Fall Super Sale. Mustang EcoBoost, Mach-E, Escape Active, Bronco Sport, just $399 a month. F-150 and Explorer models, Bronco Big Bend, Mustang GT, only $499 a month. Lease all with 0 down or buy from a big Ford lineup with 0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, and 0 APR for 48 months. Like Carnell Tate says.
The game-winning deal is always at Valley.
Keep on trucking with Valley Ford of Columbus.
All leases 36 months, all offers with approved credit. See Valley for details.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
1-877-CARS for kids. K-A-R-S, Cars for kids. 1-877-CARS for kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS for kids.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And today we're in my showroom so you can hear how our windows keep sound out.
It's pretty loud in here, Wilson.
Well, Leslie, that's because the window's open. But if you close it like so, well, it's kind of good to let in a little nature.
I think nature just honked at us, Wilson. Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Common Man and Timmy.
This is garbage. But it's
just
you know
garbage.
what? You know what? Your friend does something nice for you. You say thank you.
Did you sit on this?
I did.
Did you have it in your back pocket?
Common Man and Timmy Afternoons on the Fan is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports. The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
No one funks up the work microwave like these two. Fish again? You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
You know what's funny about the Browns? Maybe there's a lot, but is that when they drafted Shedeur, he became that guy who was always going to be talked about, even if he wasn't the story. And he's not the story now. It's Dillon Gabriel. And yet the narrative becomes, why not Shedeur? Why isn't Shedeur the QB2 now? Like, what is going on? And that's why when you asked Schefter that, he professionally said that was Rex's take.
Mm-hmm.
That he's not in the front of the meetings, or he's not grabbing this starting job by the you-know-what and going to get it. And it's a weird thing. And then he was asked, well, you know what, I want to look at the video and listen to it first, because I think that, I don't know whether it's fair or not, because I don't know whether this is very normal way to respond or whether this is weird behavior or the kid just can't, win for losing. I don't know. But we'll play it at 1 o'clock. That way we can hear it first and see if there's anything abnormal about it. It's being packaged up with like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't know whether that's against the media or it's on him. I don't know. Okay. Maybe he is being asked some unfair questions right now. I don't know.
Be interesting to hear. He's no doubt a needle mover. Like that. That's what he is. And for outlets and national TV shows that are going to spin this into the Shedeur things, I know why they're doing it, because he gets eyeballs and ears, and so like he's just he's a polarizing figure.
And
what?
Do you know who my dad is?
Oh
my! I don't have it ready.
That's why he's a needle.
I said eyes and ears. What else am I forgetting?
Yeah, me too.
I thought the kid was ready to rock.
He's got so many drops over there, though. That could be hard to find in the blink of an eye.
You know who my dad is?
We
do. Yeah.
And the thing, too, with
the needle mover.
With Zeta, too, when we transitioned over, it's like some of the drops are like really high and some are low, and so I never really know where to shoot it. So
let me ask you,
crank this one up just a little bit.
You know who my dad is?
Yeah. I think you just had another drop there that you didn't realize. What you said.
We just transitioned.
No, yeah, there was something there that you can go back and listen to.
Yes.
That you may turn into a drop. The other thing is I was going to ask you is...
I was just testing the level on that one to see where...
Yes, test the levels on the air.
Thank you. Cam Wars provided you a few drops this year.
Yeah, hey, and the classic.
Stefanski.
I think Ice called him Stefancy at one point in the show.
Forgot the K?
Yeah, I think there was the K drop. He's looking very Stefancy today.
Stefancy?
That's not bad.
When Kevin Stefanski wears a suit, he looks Stefancy.
There we go. I was on to something. See?
All right, let's hear from... We were talking about college football. We were going to talk about college football. And there's one team in the Big Ten that wound up coming back, losing to a very good team at home in a tough game, and that's Penn State. Penn State this was their big moment to alert college football that when they feasted on Nevada and FIU and Nova, that they were still a very, very good team. And listen, losing to Oregon in double overtime on a neutral, that would be zero shame.
It's not. It's
at
really
home
no
in a
shame.
whiteout.
It's what you're
lost
talking about.
Opportunity,
and it's also the history of James Franklin and leading this program in these type of games. And look, credit to Dan Lanning and that crew because they came in there. They were not shook at all. And they got a quarterback who's playing in one of the toughest environments in the sport, if not the most tough environment. And Dante Moore delivered. And so they found their quarterback of the future. He's been waiting in the wings, and they're an impressive unit. They really are. And so we knew Dan Lanning was a good coach. And so for James Franklin, man, they are just searching for answers over there. And here we are again questioning how elite Penn State can be.
Penn State doesn't want to live off the narrative of a good loss. They don't.
They've racked up too many.
That's not who they are. That's not who. Now, I'm not saying they couldn't squeak in. And especially, they know exactly how they get in as a lock. They come to Columbus and they do the unthinkable. Mm-hmm. But that's how you get in as a lock. The other thing they may need, and let's listen to Heather Dinich first, on whether this 3-1 Penn State team should be feeling comfy.
What did that loss mean for Penn State's chances of getting in?
Greeny, it means that if the playoff were today, Penn State would be out. They don't have a win against a Power 4 opponent. What does that mean? That means they're under pressure to win at Ohio State, which, as we all know, is very difficult for Penn State. Here's why. If they don't beat Ohio State, and they beat Indiana, and they're sitting there at 10-2. That win against the Hoosiers, a very good Indiana team, is going to be the best thing they have to impress the selection committee. But Greeny, I think there's going to be a lot of really good 10-2 teams this year in consideration for the selection committee, and I'm not convinced that record for Penn State would be good enough. But you beat Ohio State, and the narrative changes really fast.
Of course it does, and she's exactly right. The one thing that maybe she's not banking on is how Indiana plays Oregon at Oregon this week. Mm-hmm. Because if they lose, which they'd be favored to lose, and they start dropping. Now, I don't think Indiana would free fall losing to Oregon unless they got embarrassed because Indiana's 8 right now. The sad fact remains that I've never said this. Penn State needs Indiana to be good. They do.
That's real.
They can't have Indiana lose to Oregon and then lay an egg somewhere else.
No.
Like they need Indiana to be a top 20 team when they go to Happy Valley.
No question, because even if you lose to Ohio State, and James Franklin is 1-10 versus the old Scarlet and Gray outside of that 2016, when you lose to Ohio State and you beat Indiana, and let's say Indiana does stay, well, yeah, let's say they lose to Ohio State Oregon, and then beat Indiana. And they're a 10-2 team.
But what would Indiana be when they beat them? That's
who knows. But I'm just saying they are like.
Do they need them to be ranked?
I think they do.
Yeah.
I think they do because then you're competing with other 10-2 teams that may have better wins than you do. And maybe a team or two from the SEC that you're going to be competing with that could be 10-2 as well. So they absolutely are up against it. I would love to ask James Franklin right now, like, if you could swap out Bo Pribula for Drew Aller, would you do it? Bo was a backup quarterback last year. He's down there leading Missouri right now to a 5-0 record. They're 19th in the country. That dude's top 5 in the SEC in passing yards and touchdowns.
They don't have the weapons, though. I don't know if it matters.
I would just love to ask him. Like, if you could swap out right now Bo Pribula for Drew Aller the rest of the way, would you do it?
Call him up, TLC. I'm sure he's
I'll
not
get him
busy.
on line one.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm sorry, Tim May is on hold. I can't get
That's
through.
right. Tim's always on hold. He always here. They don't have anything else to hang their hat on.
Well,
except Indiana being a top 20 team when they play them in Happy
I know
Valley.
this is very, very Notre Dame fan of me, and I'm sorry to take the Notre Dame logic and apply it here. And trust me, like I'm not someone who loves to give James Franklin the benefit of the doubt because he always loses these tough games. But is there anything to the fact that we expect Oregon, and let's say Oregon does blow out Indiana, who we think is a pretty good team right now, and we think their quarterback's really good. Is there anything to the idea that Penn State, their calling card can be, hey, Oregon is one of the top 3 teams in the country. We went to overtime with them.
Double overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because their resume to me still wouldn't be sexy enough.
But we need 12 teams. At some point, we're going to hate everybody.
Well, they'd be dangerously close to the edge.
Yes.
I think that's the point.
True.
Yes.
Because if they lose to Ohio State, they're not staying in the top 7 unless they find a way to leapfrog somebody later with, I don't know, maybe the Indiana win. Because Indiana would, but Indiana, if they lose to Oregon, my original statement, I think, is true. They'd love Indiana to beat Oregon, even though that would make their Oregon loss look more diluted.
What
so
Penn State
needs three-way Spider-Man meme when they beat Indiana later.
Right.
Yeah.
What Penn State needs is chaos in the SEC. That's what they need. Because Texas, Bama, LSU, Georgia all have one loss right now, and Tennessee as well. So they need just the SEC to just absolutely cook each other down there. Fellas, if you're at a point in your life right now to where you just don't have the juice to do what you need to do anymore, find the juice at the Columbus Men's Clinic because their medical providers are ready to build a plan around you. If you're dealing with low T, if you're dealing with ED treatments, don't worry anymore because they have a plan ready to go for your body, your goals, and what it takes to get you back to feeling like yourself again. Their number is 614-300-7400, or you can visit them at columbusmensclinic.com. Your consultation, including blood work, is just $99, and they will find that plan that works with your budget. Do not wait any longer, fellas. Take care of yourself. I went over to the Columbus Men's Clinic, and I've been feeling good ever since. So, again, call them at 614-300-7400 or hit them up online at columbusmensclinic.com.
All right, when we come back, top of the hour, little fan sports update here, and then we'll see how Shedeur feels about still being number 3. And I have no clue whether this is going to be good for radio, because apparently he's turned himself into a mime. We'll tell you that next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Catch T-Bone and Tyvus weekday mornings from 6 to 9. If you're not completely satisfied, we'll rewind time and erase your brain. For real, the Fan.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is your friend with the truck.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
All our people are in uniforms.
And our trucks are clean and shiny.
And big.
We leave spaces empty and clean.
For you.
1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale. With same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from, all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone here for Window Nation. We have had some good weather over this fall. It's been mostly warm, but sooner or later, it's going to get cold. Maybe you're already starting to feel it in your house because your old drafty windows are letting in that air. Could be the builder grade windows that just came with your house. You thought you were getting great windows. Turns out they weren't as good as you thought. That's where Window Nation can help. This month, you can buy 2 windows and you'll get 2 more for free. There is no limit to how many windows you replace. Plus, your total price includes 1-day installation. Window Nation also has a deal where you don't have to make any payments for 2 years. Is that going to help out with your holiday bills a little bit? I would think so. And above and beyond all that, Window Nation also is giving away tickets to an Ohio State football game when you upgrade your home with Window Nation windows. Free windows, 0 payments for 2 years, all with Window Nation. Go to windownation.com. The estimate is free, the windows are great, and you can get Ohio State tickets. What's not to love? Go to windownation.com today. Once again, that's windownation.com.
Finally, fall is here. The leaves are changing, the air is crisp, and the cooler temperatures are a welcome relief. But as those temperatures continue to drop, it's also a reminder that winter is just around the corner. We know it might feel a little early to start talking about freezing temperatures and snow, but now is the perfect time to make sure your roof is ready. Before the winter weather hits, wouldn't you like the peace of mind that your home is protected? If you're unsure about the condition of your roof or just want to be prepared for the months ahead, call the professionals you can trust at Newman Roofing. With over 30 years in business and 3 generations of Newmans in the roofing industry, we're dedicated to educating you about your roof so you understand exactly what's happening. We believe that an informed homeowner can make the very best decision for their needs. Give us at Newman Roofing a call today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Let Newman Roofing help you prepare for winter the right way.
You've heard about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Yeah, that's an old one. My dad told that one to me. But when it's your real feet, it's not a game. It's awful. Hey, it's Anthony. I had pain in my feet and my lower back, so I went to the Good Feet store and got the support I needed in my shoes that changed the game for me. I went in and they personally fit me for arch supports that would be perfect for my feet. The fitting process is simple. They ask the right questions about exactly what I was experiencing and the lifestyle I want to be able to live. They professionally measured my feet and arch size, and before I knew it, I was wearing my new arch supports home. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I'm a customer. I have their 3-step system put into all of my shoes. Get professionally fitted at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
My girlfriend is vegan. So I don't know why I'm telling you that. I assume she's already told you.
Jimmy Carr is going back on tour with his brand new show, Jimmy Carr Laughs Funny, live at Southern Theater. First show sold out. Late show added on October 8th. Get tickets now at Kappa.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. MLB Wild Card Series, Guardians and Reds both face elimination as Cleveland hosts Detroit coming up at 1:08. Casey Mize starts for the Tigers against Tanner Bybee for the Guards. Cleveland number 2 prospect Chase DeLauder bats 7th and will play center field in his MLB debut. Cincinnati visits the LA Dodgers at 9:08. Zach Littell starts for the Redlegs against Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Dodgers. Hear it on the Fan 2. Rest of today's baseball slate, Padres are at the Cubs at 3:08. Chicago leads the series 1-0. Red Sox at the Yankees at 6:08. Boston leads the series 1-0. From the NFL, Browns named rookie Dillon Gabriel the starting quarterback for Sunday's game versus the Vikings from London. Joe Flacco will serve as the backup. Gabriel is Cleveland's 41st starting QB since 1999. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Anthony's tennis shorts were so tight, they had to pixelate his crotch. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Hour number 2. Guardians going in about 5 minutes. Game 2.
Here we go.
Maybe the final, maybe not.
Real quick, AR.
Do I go Nerfy?
Ooh.
Mize and Bybee?
I'm not mad at it.
Love a good Nerfy.
Guardians going with a little bit of a lineup change here.
Yeah.
Chase DeLauder making his MLB postseason debut. There was a graphic up on ESPN. He will now be the 6th player in the history of the sport to make his MLB debut in the playoffs. So Chase DeLauder, what? What's funny about that?
That sounds like a dangerous proposition.
A little dicey, but look, when you're desperate for offense and he's been a good bat, like they need something, and your season's on the line. So I like
Still
this
be
call
bottom of the lineup, but yeah.
I like this call from Stephen Vogt.
What position is he playing?
Center.
Okay.
I would think. Did you go to high school with him too?
No, I did not. I was just in to see if Jonathan Rodriguez was in the lineup after yesterday's debacle in right field, and he is not.
Cinder block glove? No. You know what? Give it to Carpenter.
Dude,
give it to Carpenter for just, by the way, that was basically just a quote out of the movie Major League. What you just did there.
Really?
Absolutely.
Before you that question, I think, let me guess, was in regards to the Guardians lineup?
Yes.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I know.
I was thinking that yesterday.
And tough. That's what I said when I went to that game a couple months ago. Like, I was sitting there looking at the scoreboard, and I'm just like, ugh. Like
is everybody hurt?
You're just asking so much from your defense and pitching, and that's their formula. I get it. They're not going to go out there and spend a whole bunch of money, but yeah, it's just bleak for me when it's not J-Ram or Quan in the box. It's tough.
Dude, I was looking at their baseball reference page yesterday. 4 of their 5 starters this year had ERAs above 4, and 7 out of their 9 batters had OPS pluses below average. I'm like, they don't do anything well.
It's nasty work. It's nasty, but
they don't have good players anywhere.
You know what's weird, though?
Yeah.
And I hate, yes, that's all factual stuff, and we've talked about it, and that's why when I asked J. Lou yesterday, is J-Ram more important to them than Skubal is to the Tigers? If you take J-Ram off the Guards and Skubal off the Tigers, who wins the series?
I think
it probably gets even worse for the Guards.
To answer your question, let me pose this to you. Who's more important in a 5-game series to their
where
team?
You could get them twice?
Skubal?
Yeah, in a short series, I think that's for sure it's J-Ram. But, I mean, the bottom line is I don't like killing them for what they aren't. Because they're in the playoffs, and this is the most unlikely best sports story of the year because of how unlikely this is. And now that they're in, yes, we're all speaking factually that they're up against it. But the fact that they lost a 1-run game yesterday?
3-1.
2-1, yeah. I mean,
I guess the problem is for me.
They're Cinderella as it's defined.
I know. No, and I hear what you're saying. I just think, how many years are you going to continue to run into this same wall?
Completely different conversation, but I agree with you.
That is the issue for me, is that we've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now, where you can respect the heck out of what they are able to do, but at some point in time where you continue to get to the postseason and feel like we just aren't going to have enough offense.
Yeah.
It's tiring, I think.
But this is...
It's a great story.
They were 15 and a half out in July, and they're playing today. Like...
I know, but at some point we got to flush that, right? Like everybody starts
after the season. I'll flush it,
and it's almost not their fault too. It's also kind of the system, because it's like with this new wild card, it's like you came all the way back for it to die in 2 days, and like that's
that
like
stinks.
Well, that was quick,
right? And you won the division.
I would have almost been like, if you had if there was like that old game 163, like if you had that, like you take that all day as the underdog. You take that all. That's like going for a 2-point conversion when you're a 21.5-point underdog. You got a chance to win the game. You take your chances. But their offense was better down the stretch. Do you know they were 4th in runs scored in September in the American League? Like,
no, that's nice. But what's big picture with them? Like,
I like that.
Big picture is the offense is light. You know,
of course,
that's all
it is. Oh no, absolutely.
And I think very highly of the Guardians, because I think that they, year in and year out, maximize their roster.
No doubt they do.
Because they don't spend a ton of money.
Right.
And they're always in the playoffs. Yeah. So
traded Bieber. Like, they lost their closer. I mean, this is so unlikely.
It is, but
actually,
for me,
you know what, the Class A point's maybe the best.
For me,
he was the one thing.
That's just in the rearview mirror now. For me personally, and it's just like, I think you're just wasting or have wasted really good years of defense, pitching, and the other stuff, and they just have. And look, to their credit, to the pathway they have to find these guys is via trade, right? And those type of things. And your Kyle Manzardos, your Nolan Joneses, those guys that you were hoping were going to be middle of the bat guys or middle of the lineup bats, are just, they haven't really performed consistently. Manzardo's been pretty good. Nolan Jones, they really haven't gotten anything from. And then you take Josh Naylor out of the equation too this year. who was a 25 to 30.
That was a brutal
move.
move. You know what? He was awesome this year. So good.
Yeah, he was.
Secretly fast.
Yeah, he was stealing some bags. Well, it's all
30 stolen bases this year.
Well, it's easy to steal bases when you don't have a jersey on, when you're like bare chested, basically. I love the fact that he would like never button that thing.
I have one more question for you, Ice.
Yeah.
Because I don't really see the Guardians as having ever been like in a position to win a World Series. Like, I do kind of think that this period of time over the past 5 to 10 years, basically, I do think that they've kind of maximized just with their playoff frequency. I do think that they're kind of hamstrung. I know that they've gotten close. I know that they've competed in an ALCS before. They competed in a World Series.
They lost in 7.
Right.
What I'm speaking
maybe more
to
recently, I should be specific about. But
okay, the Yankee series?
Yeah.
Okay, that was 5.
Yeah.
What I'm speaking to, I guess, is I would like to see more of an effort from ownership.
Of course.
To look at what they're getting from these guys and their manager and say, let's go all in a little bit more. Like, let's take more swings financially and see what we can do, because you're taking care of all the fundamental stuff, which is amazing. But you need some dessert, too, to come along with the vegetables, because that's what the Guardians are. They're a really, really fun and safe team, but in the playoffs, that's, to me,
scrappy. To
me, you're going to be limited with how far you can go with this with this formula. That's all. So it's more of an ownership thing.
What's bad is that ownership actually got rewarded. They're the AL Central champs.
Thanks to a collapse from somebody else.
Well, and they obviously
and they
played
took care
well.
of their own business.
But, I mean, that's the sad part, is maybe the only way you're going to change is if things just go so bad and the gate starts to go away and no one's going to the games, and it's like this actually rewards them for being average. They overachieved. That's what management wants. That's in every walk of life.
Right. And
if we can be successful and do it cheaper,
yeah,
that's what every business model would ever want.
And this is why I think so highly of Terry Francona and Stephen Vogt, is because I don't think baseball managers are that valuable. When it comes down to it, whether the pitcher throws strikes or not is not up to you, and whether the batters make contact or not is up to you. So it's like, players play, basically. It's more so in baseball than any other sport.
And
in football, like, you have like systems and schemes and stuff like that. And
They're
like
calling plays.
Right, exactly. And you got to put your guys in a position to succeed. In baseball, everybody has the exact same job description when they're in the box. However, I really think, to our whole point about how ownership has not invested that much money in the roster, with how consistently the Guardians have been in the playoffs, I think that speaks very, very highly to general management and the management of Stephen Vogt and Terry Francona. That's incredible how much they've maximized this roster with a lack of talent.
Yeah, you mentioned Vogt. Talking to the guys that my friends are really big Guards fans, they do not have a real love for Vogt. And I'm
sorry. The young kid already made it
again.
First
bench him.
Well, he's dealing with the sun.
Bring him back to Columbus.
Chase DeLauder drops a easy fly ball. We got first and second, no outs.
Jonathan Rodriguez, get back out there.
Sorry, AR.
No, I'm surprised you didn't swear. Like, this is honestly, you got to be kidding. 2 games in a row where you're booting something in the outfield.
And the 2 guys that you just called up, Rodriguez yesterday in the first inning, he makes an error in the outfield. Now DeLauder in the top of the first inning, he makes an error. This is like yesterday.
Okay, so he's obviously not a little leaguer. He lost it in the sun.
Yeah.
Like, these are professional ball players. I expect them to be able to, they have the best sunglasses anybody could buy, and this is what they are. Yeah. But but he didn't it couldn't have been nerves. I have to at least say that maybe it could have. But you see where it got on him, though? He was trying to catch a can of corn at his thigh.
Just couldn't spot it.
So he just did not spot it.
Yeah.
And if you lose it off the crack, it's hard to find it back. Like, off the crack of the bat, if you're losing that.
Yeah.
Nice rhyme.
I don't even know how you find it again. Guess what you hope? You hope the left fielder calls you off.
Right. He comes to save the day.
Or you yell, can't find it.
Right.
Bybee needs a double play in the worst way.
You got to communicate. You think the left fielder lost it too?
God, they're showing replays of him catching fly balls and
working on it.
Boy, it's crazy how these 2 games have started the exact same way.
They got to get out of this inning.
Tough.
With something.
Tough. So Bybee's got work to do. That's for sure.
All right.
For sure.
They haven't scored yet. We come back. I got to play this tape. I got to play this.
We'll play it in ins and outs.
Yeah, we'll play it in ins and outs. Sorry we got sidetracked, but the game was starting. Wanted to give you that as well. But Shedeur, either this is something generational or funny, or he doesn't want to say something weird, but it got weird based on the fact he decided not to go just straight cliche, and he could have. He could have done it. He didn't. We'll play it for you next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
I was told you could make us feel better.
You're suffering from too much junkitis. Point at something you haven't used lately.
Wow, it's gone. Try it, honey. You'll feel light as a feather.
Something I haven't used?
All you have to do is point.
I feel like I'm flying.
That's the sound of optimism and energy and possibilities.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Check out this great deal on select Lay's potato chips. They're on sale now. 4 bags for only $10 with your card when you buy 4. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
2 blockbuster game shows, 1 jackpot-sized night. Fox Tonight, the floor is back with a Stars and Stripes showdown.
I'm Rob Lowe, and it's a state against state battle.
Then,
84 players for me.
Ken Jeong and Aaron Andrews host the new $1 Million game show, where the games look simple.
Players must catch potatoes with a fork.
Until the pressure's on.
Know what it's like to unfreeze a pair of pants?
To win the $1 million, they've got 99 to beat.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio, but stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
Hey guys, it's Bobby Carpenter here. Are you feeling low energy, trouble focusing, less interest in the things you used to enjoy? How about this? Less strength. It could be low testosterone. Affinity Whole Health is offering free labs to check your testosterone levels. These labs, they're normally $99, but in the month of October, they are free. Sign up now at feelgreatcolumbus.com. Learn why I and thousands of other men trust the experts at Affinity Whole Health. Go to feelgreatcolumbus.com and feel like yourself again.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, so you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spreads, totals, or player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet just $5. It's the only betting app I use. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
Flexible, secure, fun. Oh, and great pay, too. Are you not sure what you want to do for a career? Or are you thinking of changing careers? Being a dental hygienist or dental assistant may be the perfect fit for you and provides all of these perks, plus more. Talk with a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org to learn more. Become a valuable member of the dental team and start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun, your way. That means you pick your wager. Will it be $1, $2, a crisp $20? Your call. Like picking your own numbers? Use any inspiration you like. Birthdays, jersey numbers, you name it. And if you don't feel like choosing, there's the Super Quick Auto Pick. With regular promotions that'll get you more bang for your Keno buck, multiple ways to win, prizes galore, and live draws every few minutes. Anytime is the right time to get in on the Keno action. Keno is always fun, your way. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Morning Juice is live on YouTube. Weekday morning starting at 6. Or on demand whenever you want it. Yeah, whenever. By Bobby Carpenter's at your beck and call. And Tito's there too, to clean the toilets. Head to YouTube and subscribe today. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Another summer day ahead with daytime highs topping out in the low 80s and bluebird skies with plenty of sun. For tonight, a few more clouds in our lows, getting down into the upper 40s to low 50s. But then for Thursday, we'll see partly sunny skies and highs right around 80 degrees. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present In or Out.
Just a little of the old in and out.
All right, speaking a little of the old in and out, he struck out the last two guys. So he can get out of this, and DeLauder can pray to the baseball gods that his losing that in the sun doesn't come back to haunt him. So
I just can't imagine where DeLauder was before the game emotionally, but where he's been the last two outs, man, he is probably, like you're saying to him, please let us get out of this without any damage, because that would just be a horrible way to start your postseason career. But Bobby right now, he's rolling, man. He is rolling.
Be nice for him to come back. All right, so Browns rookie Shedeur Sanders was asked questions about the quarterback change and his role now as QB3. And I'm going to preface this with, you won't be able to hear him. You'll be able to hear the questions, and then I'll kind of tell you what's going on.
Vocally, anything to say?
I guess it's so it's one more. I guess what do you think you have to show to the coaches just to have them have that belief in you that you can be ready?
What can you say?
I mean, is this unbelievable?
How much has Joe been important to both you and Dillon in terms of your guys' development to this point?
He's mouthing the answers with no vocals. He's actually, it's not like he's sitting there not saying anything.
What is happening?
He's miming the answers. Like his lips are moving.
We need a lip reader on the case.
We can't hear anything.
Come on. That's a first for me. I don't think I've ever
I did pick up Joe's my guy. I did pick that
so
up.
that was him?
For my lip reading. That final question about how do you feel about Joe Flacco, blah, blah, blah. I did pick up Shedeur mouthing Joe's my guy.
Okay. Well, why don't you read the other lips, the other answers?
I had that down.
There's a drop.
Maybe you can stick around and we can sweep together.
Between that media availability and Jazz Chisholm last night turning his back to the media,
hilarious.
I don't know what is. I don't know if you've
because
seen
he wasn't
that.
in the lineup.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I don't think there's any other way to look at it. He's probably like, I hit 30 home runs and 30 stolen bases, or ran for 30 stolen bases, and I'm not starting in game number one of the postseason. But
why is that their
Well, Aaron Boone's probably like, dude, we were facing Garrett Crochet. It's lefty on lefty stuff I'm trying to avoid. But yeah, that obviously the
Who was he mad at? The media for not questioning Boone?
I think he was just embarrassed.
I think he was just, I think he was pissed, embarrassed that I wasn't in the lineup for the playoffs after what I've done all year. So, yeah, the Shedeur thing, that's a first for me.
I mean, is this funny? Is it stupid? Is it unprofessional? Is it nothing? Like, I'm trying to figure out. Like I said to TLC during the break, I said it would have been very easy for him to say, guys, I'm a Cleveland Brown. I'm in that quarterback room. I'm rooting for Dillon. I hope he does a great job. If the next change is made, I'll do everything I can to be ready. Joe has certainly been a good dude to have around and pick his brain. I know he's not a mentor, but he's been answering all the questions we have for him, and I'm rooting for him. Next question. Like, he could have just gone straight teammate. Instead, he does this, and it makes it, to me, even more strange for him. Like, it's more polarizing. Like, he's almost bringing a little more on himself in a weird way. Like, he just...
Only those guys know how good of a teammate he's being, whether or not he is being a good teammate. All I could say is it's odd.
Like, trolling the media like that?
It's
like,
odd, for sure.
Either don't answer. See, my feeling is, hey, I'm not answering questions today.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what would even be better, Maddie? Talk to Dillon. He's starting this week. He's the guy you should be focused on. You
can play that card.
Yeah,
you could play that card. There has to be some level of frustration for him right now, but he just has to stick to the grind. Like that's all he can do, and stay ready. Because I'm with you with what you said earlier. Like if Dillon falls flat on his face or just doesn't look the part, like I have to imagine they're going to call on Shedeur to say it's your time.
Because they didn't list him as QB2. Am I right about
that? Doesn't bother me right now. That's what I said. You just got to stick with this, because I think if there's going to be another quarterback change, he's going to get his chance to play. But like for all these guys, I think not all these guys, but I think certain athletes, you get to a point in your career to where what you're used to having and how you're used to thriving just completely changes. And for Shedeur, that's where he's at in his football life, and so he just got to find a way to adjust to this and stay locked in. And I know that's. It's got to be tough, right? Because you're used to just being the face of everything, and now you're a background dancer.
So the people that obviously were big fans of his are responding to this.
So celebrities is who you're talking about.
In this way, in that, and I don't think he's ever been misquoted. He may have been mischaracterized, but I don't think he's been misquoted. Whatever he has said, people have aired or printed. That people are saying that if he doesn't say anything, he can't get it. No one can get it twisted, or he can't get hate for it. Like, this is his way of playing this game of whatever I say, it's going to be spun poorly, so I'm just not going to say anything. Well, the best way to go there is, I'm not the starting quarterback this week. Dillon Gabriel is. He deserves your questions. Like, that's... Or no comment.
When you've never been put in this position before, AR, I don't know if you know how to handle that.
Not only the backup, but the backup's backup.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to handle it.
If he said no comment, that would not go over well.
Yeah, y'all don't. Would you love that?
No, because then it's going to look like he's ticked off and he's a malcontent and he's not willing to just accept it. So if he no commented that thing,
how does that compare to this? What he did?
I think this. I don't want to say like tantrumy, because he was smiling. You can see that he was kind of like thinking that he was funny. But I interpreted that as him basically saying, I'm going to get criticized for whatever I say, so I'm not going to say anything. And so he kind of spun it into a joke. But I think he was trying to literally avoid saying anything.
And for me, until I hear from his teammates or his coaches or somebody saying on record that they're not liking what he's doing as far as him being a teammate and all those things, like all that stuff is just all this other stuff is just a nothing burger for me, because nobody that's in the building has called him out, or we haven't had
but who would?
No, but I'm just saying, like, we haven't had a report from a Mary Kay Cabot or something like that. Like, and like AR said, he's the quarterback 3. He's the quarterback 3. Like, it is what it is. Like, there's nothing here. It just, none of this to me really matters, but this always comes back to just who he is.
I think where he hurts himself a little bit is in the comment about, I look around this league and I see guys that I'm better than. Like, I think that's that hurts you a little bit. But this is where you are. You play for the Cleveland Browns, and we have
Valera.
Valera again.
The guy in the 9th inning that was doing too much.
So we've got a massive momentum change.
Here we go, Valera.
In that the Tigers had first and second nobody out in the first on a botched fly ball in the center. Bybee gets out of it because that's who Bybee's been lately. And then Valero gets him on the board, and the Guards are up 1-0. You couldn't have scripted the reversal.
There we go. That's great stuff. And they showed a replay, too, AR, of Bybee in between innings going up to the young fella DeLauder and saying, it's all good. So, like, that's great, too, that you got a vet coming up to you and saying, hey, it's all good, right? Like, try to calm your nerves. And so that
would he have done that if he gave up 3 runs?
Absolutely not. He probably would have said, go right back to Columbus.
Exactly. It's a lot easier to go up to a guy and keep his head up when there was no damage. Or I got us out of it. So you're okay.
Right. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Those are the inner outs.
We'll come back in 2 minutes with our guy, Bobby Carpenter. He's been in a lot of these locker rooms. We'll get his opinion on the Shedeur stance and Rex Ryan's analysis of it earlier this week. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Oven-baked French toast. Hot, melty cheese. And meat. And meat. And meat. Introducing UDF's new 3-meat French toast stackwich. Sweet and savory cinnamon swirl French toast piled with thick cut bacon, natural pork sausage, and smoky Canadian bacon. It's the newest flavor in our lineup of breakfast sandwiches. All stacked fresh, all served hot, and all made in store to make your morning. The new 3-meat French toast Stackwich from UDF. Mornings made for you.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with the team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled, they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone here for Window Nation. Columbus, October is here, and with good weather comes more home improvement projects. Do you have old, stuck, or cracked windows that you've been putting off replacing? Well, Window Nation Columbus can help. This month, when you buy 2 windows, you'll get 2 more for free. There's no limit to how many windows you replace, and your total price includes 1-day installation. With Window Nation, you also won't have to make any payments for 2 years, which is a big deal with the holiday season coming up. And did I mention you could celebrate your newly upgraded home with 2 free tickets to an upcoming Ohio State football game? What other company in Columbus would thank you for replacing all your windows in your home with a fun experience like that? Put an end to your window problems before this beautiful fall weather ends. Now through October 31st, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free now, plus pay nothing for 2 years with Window Nation, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Visit windownation.com today to start your free estimate. That's windownation.com.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Their live golf team name is Ice Dogs. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, great to have our guy back. Morning Juice, the one and only Bobby Carpenter with us now, my man. How's your day going?
It's going great, Roth Dog.
Good.
It's going great. How the Roth Doggies doing?
Outstanding. We are doing very well, and we wanted to get your opinion on a couple things. I mean, obviously, we'll get to the Buckeyes, the bulk of it, but I do want to ask you about Shedeur.
Oh, and yeah. Sure don't.
Yeah. So
maybe
he just. All right. So Rex Ryan drops this earlier in the week about how he should be embarrassed that he's not the starting quarterback right now. Basically intimating that job's there for the taking and you're not doing what it takes outside of your talent to grab it. And then, so I want to get your analysis on that. And then also on this latest where he was asked about the quarterback change and get his opinion on it. And he was basically miming the answers. Like he was just mouthing it with no words coming out. So I don't know where to go. I don't know how to feel about, I don't think he's helping himself, but I guess he's not hurting himself either because he's still QB3 apparently. Although I think if Dillon's going to get several games. I'm asking you 84 questions in one. So just handle the Rex Ryan thing first.
So the Rex Ryan, he's prone to hyperbole from time to time, saying that he should be embarrassed. I don't know if I'd say that. The guy was drafted. There was another quarterback drafted ahead of him. What I think he was getting at, though, and I heard Tyvus talking yesterday, and he kept saying practice. Listen, dude, you're not showing him anything in practice, and that's what Tyvus was alluding to, but that's not what Rex was talking about. So the quarterbacks get in there, and when you say you're not preparing to be the starter, you hear the guys say, I'm preparing to be the starter every week. Well, what does that mean? It means you sit down. The quarterbacks, they would go in, and I started doing this later in my career, because like the coaches, you get to help build the game plan with them. You go in at night, hey, what are we talking about? Hey, Monday night, Tuesday night, no one else is in there. What are we doing? Third down on Wednesday night. What are we kind of building in here? And talk to them about it. You're around them. You're watching film. You can provide intel because you know what? You've watched the film and you're like, hey, they do this in this situation. I noticed a couple games back on their third down reel, they were running this formation or they had this personnel group on the field or this blitz or whatever it is. And so you show them that you are engaged and involved because you've been watching the film. You're not going to go out there and be Johnny Manziel and just wing it, McGruby, or oh gosh, what's his name? Who was with the Raiders? LSU quarterback. I'm forgetting his name now.
Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell, who they gave the game tape to that had nothing on it, and then asked him about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it was great." And started making stuff up. Like you can't. They don't want to see that. And so I don't know how much Shedeur's preparing or not. But I know this, like if you're active and engaged in all that, maybe they're going to give an opportunity to Dillon Gabriel first anyway because they drafted him ahead of you. But that's the thing where if there's knowledge coming out that you're not engaged. It has nothing to do with practice. Dillon Gabriel and Shador are not getting hardly any reps with the first team.
Yeah.
Now Dillon Gabriel is going to, and maybe Shador gets a little bit. I doubt it. But it's coming in and sitting there in the meeting, and the team that you're playing, knowing them as well as the starting quarterback, or even better, and as well as the coaches, and being able to speak to that. That is preparing like you're going to play. And it's hard when you're not doing it. It takes an immense level of discipline because you feel like you're doing all that work for no payoff, Rothman.
Let me tell you, it's a great answer, and I'm going to tell you something you can relate to, and I can relate to, and Cole can relate to, and Maddie knows this. I've said this quote to Maddie for years, maybe for the last 10 years, with whatever producer has come through this rotation. And my quote is, prepare the show as if you had to host it.
Yeah.
And Maddie's heard me say that a million times, and that's essentially what you just said. It's
100%.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're talking about.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of it. So you've got to be prepared if you went in, and it's not like, well, he wasn't ready. Well, yeah, he didn't get any reps, but he knows what they're doing. Like, and that's the approach you have to take. Aaron Glenn taught me that early in my career. And, it's hard as a rookie. I'm not playing this and that. I'm watching all this film. Like, for what? But you should be engaged in the meetings. You should be sitting there watching, like, hey, they're going to run this, they're going to do this. You see the backup quarterback usually talking to guys when they come off the field because they are as knowledgeable about what's going on as the coaches.
Transitioning over to some Buckeye talk, amongst Buckeye Nation right now, Bobby, I'm sure you've seen some of it, the offensive game plan, how conservative the offense is. Like, some Buckeye fans seem to be a little concerned about that. What are you seeing on offense right now from Julian Sand and that crew?
I'm seeing Julian Sand being efficient. Yep. Teams kind of playing some stuff over the top, especially Washington, and they're going to give you some of the run, and we're going to get this run game going. Our offensive line's been really good. Julian has been very accurate. We haven't had to push the ball deep down the field yet, and those will come. Those opportunities will be there. But you're going into a place where Washington, I think, is going to be an 8-win team this year. That's a game that could have got a little squirrely on you. You don't get a fourth down. You got the whole kind of stuffed up. Different things happen. You have a great return. Ennis fumbles it. You're on the 25-yard line, for heaven's sake. And so, okay, let's go get some points. Let's get ahead, and let's go win this game and get out of here. By the way, they doubled up the line, when they won. A lot of people had around 8, 9, 10. They score 8. They win by 18. And so they've been plenty potent enough on offense. This is what they did last year. Ryan has kind of scrapped, let's play super fast because it exposes your defense more, and your defense is playing really well. So, don't have them be on the field more than they need to be. Maybe we're a little thin at some spots, so, don't let anybody have to get to the backups in different places because the guys are tired. So run the ball, allow the quarterback to come along for the ride, and then you feel pretty good about where they're at.
Ryan said in the press conference earlier this week that this is these games are more like the NFL now. What did you get out of that?
It's just finding a way to win. That's basically what it comes down to is finding
about huddling
a way to win.
more and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, huddling more. We don't need to go out there and score 55 points to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
If we win the games, because there's a playoff now, and if you're Ohio State and you win your games, you're going to be fine. And like I said, by the way, they're winning with a great score. Are they scoring 1,000 points? No, but they're playing complementary football with it, and that's what I think when Ryan talks about it's like the NFL. Let your offense complement your defense complement the offense. Don't put each other in bad situations. And if you do that, it'll take a lot less stress. Now, maybe your numbers might not be as gaudy on offense, but if you got a group of guys that care about winning and say, hey, you want the publicity? When no one watches, no one's going to be watching this Minnesota game at night nationally, not to the degree that they're going to watch the playoff games. So let's get there and be healthy and be ready to rock.
Talk about this linebacking duo right now with Arvell Reese and Sonny Siles. Last year, Sonny and Cody Simon were awesome, and now Arvell Reese is it seems like every week just popping off the screen. But just the duo together, Bobby, talk about some of the things you like from them.
It's been very impressive. People have talked, I've try to tell people about, Arvell Reese, and people I think locally know about him. You saw glimpses of him last year, but nationally I think people are now getting a little taste of what he can provide and just how similar body types him and Sonny are. They're big, athletic, they're long, they're physical. They've been rolling Peyton Pearson there, and like they do a good job of packaging things to take advantage of all the skills that everybody has. And like this week against Minnesota, it's going to be mostly a 3 linebacker game plan. Like Minnesota gets in 2 tight ends a lot, or they have 2 backs out there, fullback. And so you're going to see some traditional offensive stuff. And with that, you'll see more traditional defensive personnel groups with 3 linebackers on the field. And so those 3 guys have all been really good, and they're very versatile, and they can rush, they can drop, and they're really good against the run. So like they've got everything that they need out there. Like watching the games last week, I came to the conclusion, I'm like, if Ohio State plays well, there's no one they can't beat. And like, there's not years where you can't say like you might need some luck. They got to play great. If they go out and play well and don't make mistakes, there's no one in this country that can beat them.
And it feels like his message coming off the national title is being felt and heard even more with the present stuff we talked about yesterday. Staying present in practice, meeting, game, not big picture stuff. That's where the edge is found. Like showing up every day. And he went down the road of this, the game doesn't care. Veteran guys are playing sick. Every time you cross that scarlet line, it's real. Like I'll tell you, he's not trying to win anybody the Heisman. He's not trying to break scoring records like you say. He is now very comfortable in his coaching skin right now, coming off a national title, as he should, and that it is about winning the game. And you know when that, Rob, he proved it to me and to everybody, I felt, when at 13-9 in the OU game, he didn't go for it on 4th and goal at the 3. He took 3 points and went up 7. Like he decided, I'm going to go up a touchdown here. And it's just, I think he's situationally coaching. Now, that question Maddie asked you about when's he going to open up the offense, he did it in the second half. Like he came out in the second half, he started getting wide, they got some space, but he's picking his spots. And are you sensing something? You see him, you talk to him more than most about where he is in his mindset playing the big picture with this team.
Well, I think it's the long game, as you saw last year. I mean, it's a much different it's a much different paradigm than what it was for a long time, where it was a beauty contest.
Yep.
Now I don't think, like, Rothman, you don't have to be the hottest girl in the bar. You just got to be able to get a car at the 2 o'clock. Like that's all it is. And then you're in the game. And then you get a shot to go earn your way. I earned those miles.
One in the car as good as 2 in the bar?
I think 1 in the car might be even better than 2 in the bar now. Like that's where you got to lean in on this. And I honestly think this team they're less experienced, but I think they're more talented than last year. And I waited a long time to say that and wanted them to win a couple games first. But I was talking to someone in the facility during camp, and like I agree with that. It's like I love Lathan Ransom. I love Cody Simon. Like those guys had some physical limitations. Like Arvell Reese to Cody Simon athletically, and Cody would tell you that. Like it's not even close. Now, is Cody really smart, and did he have a lot of experience and knew the game and studied and all that? Yes. Like, and those things are in the intangible attributes, the same thing as Lathan. But you start getting, Jalen out there and Malik Hartford and all these guys, like they've got some really great ability. So that's what it's up to them to focus up and lock in and go get the most out of that. And so Ryan, it's kind of like a slow build. Like it was weird. They started off the season like climbing Everest, and now you're just kind of traversing the foothills here. As you're walking around before you start climbing that big mountain here at the end of the month with Big Game James.
Getting up there just yelling Drago as loud as you can.
That's what it is. I mean, Rocky didn't start at the top of the mountain. He got that log on his back, Rocky, and started grinding up the hill. Had to avoid the Russians in that Mercedes.
Real quick,
with
Bob,
the flags on the front.
I want to ask you this. You said on their best day you think that they could beat anybody in the country. Who is another team that you think on their best day could maybe take out Ohio State or maybe beat anybody in the country? Who's another team you like that?
I honestly think Oregon is the second best team in the country. And I think the Big Ten probably has 4, assuming Indiana doesn't burn me with this. I think the Big Ten has probably 4 of the best 12 teams for sure. I'm not convinced that Illinois is not that good, that Illinois might not be in that mix as well. And it's going to come down to maybe a little cannibalization. But Indiana's really, really freaking good. And Penn State's good. They got to find a way to win a big game. But Oregon, Dante Moore, like those guys can play too.
Was the Flexter a GA when you were? I can't. In my mind,
he came in right after I left.
He did. Okay.
So I was there like that spring ball. I was around, and he was there watching him and Fick go at it. Like James is the guy to ask about that in Heartline because he was working with those guys going back and forth. Him and Fick would get into it and fight at practice. Like it was tremendous.
I like his energy. The little bulldog. All right, my man. Great stuff as always. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good one.
You too. Bobby Carpenter, Morning Juice on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We come back with the Buckeye Bulletin. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon. Even if this promo is playing in the morning, no judgment.
Ah, sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman here for Germain Honda of Dublin. So what's the difference? There are other Honda dealers around. Well, Rich Newsom and his team want to earn your trust. They don't expect it, and they earn it by giving you a great price, and then they back it up after the sale with same-day service, no appointment necessary, a great variety of brand-new Hondas, and hundreds of pre-owned certified Hondas to choose from, all at the same location. Identify yours at GermainHondaofDublin.com. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Children with Down syndrome in Central Ohio need your support. Join 10TV, Newman Roofing, and the Down Syndrome Association of Central Ohio Sunday, October 5th for the 2025 Buddy Walk. Join thousands of participants as we come together to celebrate the uniqueness and resiliency of the Down syndrome community. Your participation and donations directly support programs and services for people with Down syndrome and their families. Together we can make a meaningful impact and pave the way for a more inclusive future. Sunday, October 5th for the 2025 Buddy Walk. Common Man here for Hollywood Casino and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Timmy, it's football season. That means winning and fun.
Oh, yeah. We have tailgate buffets for all of our watch parties. The 3 apps for $12 special. $25 Miller Lite buckets.
And don't forget the crab legs. That's extended through September.
So reserve a table at HollywoodColumbus.com.
And how about this for new members? Sign up for the rewards program on the Penn Play app. Get a $20 dining credit.
Then you get more crab legs.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, crab legs.
Crab leg problem? Call 1-800-CRAB-LEGS.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
You know me, when it comes to big moments like popping the question, I always say, I've got a guy. That guy is Bob Capace at Worthington Jewelers.
Thanks, Common Man. Right now, it's our fall bridal sale. Buy one, get one 50% off. Engagement rings, wedding bands, wedding jewelry. We've got it all.
If you want sparkle, you want quality, and you want to save big, trust me, I've got a guy.
That's me. Come see us at Worthington Jewelers.
Worthington Jewelers,
where Columbus gets engaged.
Listen up.
Y'all know what time it is.
Abbott Elementary returns.
Miss Shementy will no longer be teaching 2nd grade. She'll be moving up to teach middle school math in homeroom.
New year.
Preteens are very different than 2nd graders. Every day is like an episode of Scared Straight. What?
Same Abbott.
We live in a post-truth landscape, and these kids hit below the belt, which is where you haven't been touched in years.
Abbott Elementary season premiere.
Tonight at 8:30 on ABC6.
Good morning, Columbus. It's going to be a good day, and it's going to be big. With the biggest morning news team in Central Ohio, Good Day Columbus. The biggest news, weather, and traffic in town every day. Bringing you over 5 hours of breaking news, live reports, and continuing coverage, and stories that'll make you smile. First Warning Weather gets you ready for the day ahead, and Steer Clear Team Traffic will get you to work on time. Good Day Columbus, weekday mornings on ABC6. It's going to be a good day.
If only there was a radio show that constantly talked about Ohio State athletics. Well, good news. It's real, baby. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Proud to be your flagship home of the Buckeyes, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. Rothman Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
Said yesterday, like the more I listen to Ryan Day, the more I like what I hear. And I think he has a really good way about him in these press conferences. It's not go in there, beat your chest, talk about, how great you are. He compliments his players. He talks about the realness of what they want to be. He's not caught up in showcasing stuff or making sure that Jeremiah Smith is in New York. While that would be great, I think the team. He's coaching this, and the message is being heard and felt. And it should. They're coming off a national title. Right. What have they won now? 8 games in a row? So I feel like, if you count last year, obviously. So I like what he's saying, and it's coming off in the right way. He's not defending the lack of, eclipsing 40 points every week. He doesn't have to defend that. It's not anything, because I think people, Maddie, when you win the national title and you find a way to win, and that's really all it's about, especially in a playoff, and that's what they did. They found a way to win. Maybe not in the first game. Tennessee just lit the fuse on everything, but you find a way to grind out that Texas game. And even the Notre Dame game got a little funky at the end. And then he had the guts to call the one-on-one play, where a lot of, he got the conservative label during the Michigan game, and he's going to have to get over that hurdle for sure. But the fact that he's now leaning into what he wants this team to be now and what he expects them to be in December are two different things.
It's all the process, all of it, whether it's the quarterback position, the D line, wide receivers. Everybody just has to try to get better and better each week. And that's just a cliche thing that we hear, but it's real. Like, a lot of the cliches are very real, and that's just what they have to focus on. I think Coach Day does do a good job at his press conferences of, hitting the positives, but also, and I don't know if it's every press conference, but it does feel like every press conference to me, where he's like, hey, we got a long way to go. We got a lot to work on. And I think that's a lot of coaches, but I think Coach Day does a good job of, being where his feet are and being where the team are, being real about where the team is as well. And so while nothing will ever be perfect, I'm sure he feels pretty good about turning the page from last year and all the vets to where they are right now and picking up your first road win and starting the year off the way they did against the Longhorns.
Here is Ryan Day talking about the running backs and how they all can factor into another part of the game, catching the football.
All of our running backs can play receiver. That's sort of a prerequisite now, because of what we were just talking about with Bills. Like, you have to be able to play multiple things. If you're just a running back and you can't run a route out of the backfield or line up at receiver if we need you to, or you can't protect, you're not bringing a lot to the table. And all these guys can do that. Bo, when he was young, I thought he was going to be a receiver because of how well he ran routes on the outside when he used to come to camp. And then as he grew up and got stronger, you realized he was going to be a running back, but he can do multiple things. CJ started out as a receiver, and James can catch the ball out of the backfield, so can Isaiah West. So as the season goes on, you'll start to see that, sort of like we did with Trey and Quinshawn, become more and more of a weapon. Because that's something that has to happen as a running back here in this offense.
Helps the quarterback a ton as well. James Peoples has 5 catches. CJ has 4. Bo has 3.
You want that optionality all up and down your roster, and especially on offense, where you can just move pieces around on the board. And so to hear Coach have some confidence in that running back room is awesome to hear, because last year's duo was just dynamite, man. When Quinshawn was on the field, they could run anything, and when Travion was on the field, they can run anything. So you just don't want to have those tells to a defense, right, where they identify, hey, this guy is out here. They have a tendency to do this a lot when he is there. If you can take that away from a defense, it's obviously good stuff. And so, yeah, those guys have been developing on the fly. Bo is electric when he gets the rock in his hands, but I just think that's a unit to where you have 2 to 3 guys that week in and week out could do some damage.
To be a leader you have to have a couple things, and one thing you have to do is lead by example, and also to be a leader and have it be credible, you can't make a lot of mistakes. And Brandon Inniss is an incredibly talented player, and I think they know his toughness. But when he fumbled that punt, certainly the question started to come up. Well, maybe somebody else back there, because Ryan Day was talking about, hey, the best players I'm going to put back there. If I need an edge there on special teams, we're not going to just have special teams as be just a throwaway. And so he had the chance to back Inniss, and he did.
Well, I think that Brandon needs to hold on to the ball. And so whether it's offense or special teams, we're going to get that fixed. And we believe in Brandon. If Brandon didn't fumble that ball, I don't think anybody would be asking if he was the right guy back there. So he needs to hang on to the ball because he's had two good returns here the last two games. And that's the bottom line. So we're going to count on him getting that fixed, making sure that the ball's not on the ground. He needs to bolt it in high contact areas. And we believe in him. He's a guy that, we see it every day. And nobody hurt more than he did when he put the ball on the ground, because we all know what a big point in the game that was. But that being said, I like the way he's hit that one, and I like the way he hit the one the week before. He got vertical. Guys did a good job. I think they believe in him on the team. So we're going to keep working with it.
Yep. After he said, and that's the bottom line, I so badly wanted him to say, because Coach Day said so. Stone Cold Steve, I would have loved that if you'd have dropped that. But, hey, man, a guy makes one mistake. I don't think you rip him off the field. Clearly, Brandon Inniss has a skill set to do it. Just got to hope he cleans it up. Because if he does, man, I think that he can rip off some of those chunk plays on punt return.
One thing coaches always say is that they want to be able to trust. No one can guarantee results, but you have to be able to trust. And so I think that while they know he's talented, and he talked about him hitting those punt returns, and it's just a minor thing about when you get into the high contact areas that you have to be more careful. It was one fumble. This is a guy that caught a touchdown pass on his first ever catch as a collegiate guy. So it will be about trust.
Yep.
And that Brandon Inniss knows that as well. You can't just be on the field because you're talented. If you're making mistakes, then I can't trust you. No. And so I think that's where they are, that they have not lost trust in their guy. All right, that's today's Buckeye Bulletin. All right, we'll come back and we'll dive into the guards. We'll give you an update on them. And also we'll get into our big takeaways after week 4 of the NFL season. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. News, special guests, and everything scarlet and gray. The Fan.
Hey, Central Ohio, it's Andrew from Home Team Solutions. And yes, we buy houses for cash the easy way. We've been buying houses for over 20 years, and we've seen it all. Whether you've inherited a property, you're behind on payments, the house needs work, or just want to avoid the hassle of listing, we've got you covered. No repairs, no clean out, no stress, just a fair cash offer and you pick the closing date. We've helped hundreds of homeowners sell fast and hassle-free, and we're proud to have 5-star reviews all across Central Ohio and an A+ rating with the BBB. If you're ready to sell your house the easy way, call Home Team Solutions at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit us online at selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, and family-owned. Again, that's 614-962-SELL. 614-962-7355 or selltohometeam.com.
Earn 2% cash back on purchases and pay 0% APR on balance transfers for 15 months with a new Kemba Financial Credit Union Visa. That's more rewards and less interest. Apply at Kemba.org. For purchases and balance transfers made in the first 90 days, restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Variable and subject to change. Equal opportunity lender. Expires 10/31/25.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Skyline's new chicken chili is here. Now you can enjoy that legendary Skyline taste with a new protein option. Try Skyline's chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
You've heard about the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Yeah, that's an old one. My dad told that one to me. But when it's your real feet, it's not a game. It's awful. Hey, it's Anthony. I had pain in my feet and my lower back, so I went to the Good Feet store and got the support I needed in my shoes that changed the game for me. I went in and they personally fit me for arch supports that would be perfect for my feet. The fitting process is simple. They ask the right questions about exactly what I was experiencing and the lifestyle I want to be able to live. They professionally measured my feet and arch size, and before I knew it, I was wearing my new arch supports home. Get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. For more than 30 years, they've taken great pleasure in helping thousands discover the comfort they've been dreaming of. I'm a customer. I have their 3-step system put into all of my shoes. Get professionally fitted at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City. Learn more at goodfeet.com.
Toyota gives you more electrified hybrid choices than anyone else, including the stylish new Corolla, a name synonymous with Toyota quality and dependability, the elegant new Toyota Crown Signia, and the latest edition of the legendary 4Runner. Toyota's extensive lineup also includes battery EVs like the tech-savvy all-electric BZ4X. And of course, the iconic Prius, the hybrid that started it all. That's the power of choice. From Toyota, let's go places.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. MLB Wild Card Series today. Guardians and Tigers in progress from Cleveland. Detroit's Casey Mize starting against Cleveland's Tanner Bybee. Padres are at the Cubs at 3:08. San Diego's Dylan Cease faces Chicago's Andrew Kittredge. Red Sox travel to the Yankees at 6:08. Boston's Brian Bayo squares off against New York's Carlos Rodon. Reds visit the Dodgers at 9:08. Cincinnati's Zach Littell throws against Yoshinobu Yamamoto for L.A. Hear it on the Fan, too. NFL Browns announced Dillon Gabriel will start at quarterback Sunday morning versus the Vikings from London. Joe Flacco will serve as the backup. This update sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, final hour. Rothman and Ice. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon. All right, it's a slow game right now, but it's going exactly the way the Guardians want it to go. 1-0, top 4. Bybee gets out of a jam in the first, 2 runners on, nobody out. You get a solo shot, and here you are, winning a game with 2 hits. So
this is baby.
Exactly what you hope for. You'd like to get some insurance, but Bybee's still out there.
Yeah.
And here we are. This is what the kind of baseball they play, and you just have to find a way to scrap and claw and get this to a winner-take-all game.
Just keep it clean, right? Keep it clean. That's what you want. You got a good outing from Gavin Williams yesterday. Tanner Bybee's on his way to another good outing. What you want to see is obviously Cade Smith coming out of that door eventually with the lead, right, and moving on to Game 3. So the young fella, look, had an error early on. It did not hurt them. And now you're just grinding away right now. And that's what playoff baseball is all about. It's just inning by inning, hopefully staying out of your own way and just giving your offense a chance. Because the Guardians, more times than not, take care of everything else, which makes them such a good baseball team.
All right, we'll keep an eye on it for you. 1-0, top four, nobody on, and he's 0-2 to this guy. So hopefully they will make the home crowd feel pretty good today. And the fact that you could win this one and get a winner-take-all game at home.
Yeah.
Against a Tigers team that's already probably a little bit in their heads. Maybe they're out of it now because they won game one. But, to have a winner-take-all game against a team that stole the division from you, it would be the ultimate revenge for them, obviously. But they've had their troubles with Cleveland. For sure. It's just they've frustrated them. And if you get pitching like the way they're getting it right now from Bybee, you're always in it. We talked about the change of quarterback for the Browns. No one sees a problem with this. I can't even name a Browns fan that would be like, no, keep the veteran in there. Like, it doesn't even, it's not even the
magic carpet ride with Flacco is over. I mean, right?
You get him off it was going to be.
You get him off the couch in 2023. He leads you to a postseason appearance. You thought maybe there was some of that magic left. We've seen clearly that it's not, and it's time to see what one of these young guys has, and that young guy is Dillon, right? So he's been putting in the work, and he gets to showcase what he can do now as an NFL starter. Can't wait to see what it looks like Sunday morning.
Vikes.
Yeah, man.
Who just came off a loss. The fact that they could go 0 for overseas, that would not be good. You've got the advantage of being there twice, but they got a backup quarterback going too, so
yeah.
This is what we are in the NFL right now.
Just tough for a rookie quarterback to come out against a defense that's pretty doggone good right now. That's top 10 in the league in yards allowed and all that stuff. And you brought it up earlier. Like, there's things that defensive coordinators can throw at young guys that they just can't react to because they haven't seen it before. We've seen it on the college level this year with Matt Patricia. I mean, Matt Patricia has been cooking with hot grease on defense, and it's just flustered a lot of quarterbacks. And so just won't be surprised if it's a little clunky for Dillon, but I just think some of the things that Flacco can't avoid, I think Dillon has a chance to do, and by him doing those things, the offense has a chance to look a little better. A little better.
Defense should keep him in it, too. It's like with Carson Wentz and Myles Garrett. By the way, he didn't practice today. I guess he's got an ankle that he's nursing, but no one's really in fear that he would miss the game, but he wasn't expected to practice today.
Yeah.
So,
he's
but
one of those
going
guys
against
too, like, how much does he need to practice,
Yeah, and he's just got a Band-Aid offensive line for the Vikes right now. Like, they're hurting on their offensive line, so I expect that game. And I saw the Browns were getting 3.5. I almost mental hedged that right away and just jumped on it.
When we were talking about this yesterday, or was it the lowest over under of the week or the second lowest?
I think it was the lowest over 36. I didn't look at all of them, but it was pretty low. Ooh. And now, but that was before they made the change, right?
Oh, maybe Dillon cranked that thing up a little bit. Well, where is that now?
Well, let's find out.
I think it was 35 or 36.
Still at 36. Okay. Browns are getting 3.5. I'll tell you, plus 170 on the money line for the Browns. Not awful.
Make it rain on it then. Put a little coin on it.
Great little mental hedge for the kid. That'd be great. Great little insurance policy. All right, let's get into our NFL breakdown here. So I'll give you my number one headline and it's more of a narrative than it is a real tangible headline.
Okay, what do you got?
When the Packers tied the Cowboys, or let me reverse that. When the Cowboys tied the Packers, there was this thought.
What is the
I
what
can't
are
even
their
watch
outfilders
anymore.
doing? Like, what is happening up there right now?
Clearly
I'm sorry.
letting the baseball play them.
Did it?
I don't know.
That's Valera. He hit a home run, so we got to give him a little bit of grace.
Yeah, and it didn't get high enough for the sun to be a problem, though.
No, I think
it was just a bad liner.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, Air, do your thing. It bounced, and
he overran it or didn't play it off the turf very well.
Point being, Tigers have a runner on second who should have been on first because we have another misplay.
By the way, why is he playing?
That was so ugly.
So deep.
I don't know.
Shouldn't that have been caught? That was a line drive that hit the turf 10 yards in front of the warning track.
I didn't see where he was before. You just can't keep handing
He was kind of like running sideways. It was
okay.
It was like a 50-50. Like if he laid out and dove, it wasn't that likely that he would have made it, and so that could have been like a triple.
I mean, we've got 3 errors in 2 days from
professional ball players.
From 2 right fielders and your center fielders. The outfielder is just outside of Quan is just not playing good defense right now. But maybe Bobby can
3 bases and 3 outs is not exactly the way you win when you can't score a lot yourselves.
All right, grounder to first. So you got 2 outs.
We're going to have 2 outs with a runner on third.
So back to your point, AR.
So after the Cowboys tied the Packers 40-40 in overtime, there was this commentary that Jerry shouldn't feel vindicated by this and that he shouldn't be, not that he was gloating, but that he shouldn't be excited about it. You know, it was a tie. They got a half a point or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was sitting at home thinking, are you kidding me? Of course he should feel damn good about it. The best player on the field who used to play for him was playing for the opponent. And he didn't even have his best receiver in CeeDee Lamb. And they tied the Packers. And there was this moment where I was thinking, why wouldn't he be just crazy excited about that? They were not supposed to be in that game. Not really. And their defense is a joke. Yeah, and the fact that they got a tie out of that, I think you should feel very vindicated. I'm not celebrating the fact that he traded away perhaps the best defensive player, one of them in the game, top 3, top 4. I do feel like that's the best he could have hoped for. He almost stole the damn game. That was 4 hours on national TV with a guy that you traded away, that everyone was crushing you for, and you found a way to take him out of the game outside of the couple plays in overtime, and they were big. The one where Parsons tackled Dak to prevent the touchdown versus a go-ahead field goal. But there was this narrative Jerry shouldn't feel vindicated. Absolutely he should. This was the one game that he could not get embarrassed, and he wound up getting a tie out of it. I thought it was bigger than what people were making out of it.
It's a small victory, for sure. Big picture is the defense is still a mess, and so that narrative still follows them this year. Then it comes back to, why are you trading Micah Parsons? But no, I definitely hear what you're saying, for sure. Did you see that Micah took a bit of a page out of Aaron Rodgers' book, how he told Shefty, lose my number? You see Jerry's comments that Micah, I guess, told somebody, or Jerry found out from somebody that he didn't want Jerry to have Micah's number anymore, and Jerry said, all right, I deleted his number. This relationship, how it got to this point, it's honestly sad, because this shouldn't have been a thing at all. And so maybe one day we'll get the real as to how this relationship became so bitter between the two. But yeah, I mean, for now, Micah's a part of what looks to be a pretty good team, and Jerry still got to figure things out. But yeah, Sunday was definitely a mini victory for them with the way that game unfolded.
I mean, Green Bay scored the game's first 2 touchdowns also. The fact that they came back against what we thought was a great defense, that's a big narrative for me, is that, putting Green Bay on a pedestal. And they were very good, the way they torched the Lions, and obviously now they've lost to the Browns and tied the Cowboys, so that's not great. They're back to earth. I think the other big one for me is the Bengals are becoming irrelevant very fast. I know this is a Burrow thing, but realistically, this whole thing is teetering on the edge. I didn't think it would be. They got to get right in a hurry with Browning for me to even think that we're going to be talking about them with any hope at all. The fact they won the first 2 games, that's fine. They get the Lions at home, then Green Bay. They'll be favored. They'll be dogs in both.
Yeah.
So this could get real irrelevant real fast.
We got some interesting info from Shefty when he mentioned that executives around the league that he's speaking to right now think that they will make a move. I thought that was pretty interesting. What type of move that is, nobody knows right now, but the people that are around the league, execs, Shefty told us today that they believe Cincinnati's going to do something at some point in time.
But then he threw water on it with who would be good behind that O-line? And I talked about that yesterday as well. I don't think an older Kirk Cousins off an Achilles tear, Russell Wilson doesn't seem to be the answer. Jameis would be fun.
It's better than Jake Browning.
You're probably going to be right. There's something about.
Do they want to throw their wrists up?
No, I don't think they're. Speaking of him, by the way, how about the whole Ravens story pre-draft? How they wanted him, he'd be starting this week if he was in Baltimore.
Yeah, Daddy. What do you think of that?
Well, that's hard to see. But he would have been starting this week if he was a Raven.
And he wouldn't. It would have been a Justin Fields thing. No matter how well he played,
he's coming.
He's not keeping the job.
You're for sure.
It would have been one of those. But
you know who my dad is?
It is amazing how that worked out.
Pretty wild, isn't it?
I mean, I understand why he didn't want to go there. He thought he'd have a better chance to start somewhere else, and he was right. Cleveland was probably the number one place where he'd get to start faster.
Yeah, there was definitely an opening there. There's no doubt.
It's the worst quarterback situation in the NFL, so of course it's the best situation for a backup quarterback.
Right. Just funny how the world works, man. He would have had his chance this week, but maybe he'll get it down the line. Who knows?
He'd be handing it off to your boy Derrick Henry.
Yep.
All right, sign stealing.
Probably fumbling.
I don't have a headline.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
That I want to run by you guys.
I'll ask us all next. Rothman Ice on the Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Oven-baked French toast, hot melty cheese, and meat, and meat, and meat. Introducing UDF's new 3-meat French toast sandwich, piled with bacon, sausage, and Canadian bacon. United Dairy Farmers, mornings made for you.
At Kroger Pharmacy, we make it easy to get flu, COVID, and RSV vaccines. They're available at no cost to you with most insurance plans. No appointment needed. And we're open weekdays, weeknights, and weekends. So come and visit us when it's most convenient for you. Kroger Health, a world of care is in store. Vaccines subject to availability. No cost to you with most insurance plans. Check with your plan for eligibility. Restrictions and exclusions may apply. See site for details.
Realtors usually charge you 6% to sell your house, but not my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They take 1%. It's in the name. And this is full service. No shortcuts, no for sale by owner crapola. They do it all. Call 614-451-6616.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, we've got a problem at Pella.
I like where this is going.
Because of Pella's reputation and quality, a lot of folks assume that we're out of budget.
Oh, that's too... Oh, I hate hearing.
But we've actually got 5 awesome window lines that fit any budget, from the $300,000 to the $3 million home, and far from the most expensive.
So you actually don't have a problem. Awesome.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
Skyline's new chicken chili is here. Now you can enjoy that legendary Skyline taste with a new protein option. Try Skyline's chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
At Great Lakes Hyundai, the savings are so good. You know the savings are so good. You know the savings are so good. Great cars, great deals, Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good. You know the savings are so good. You know the savings are so good. Great Lakes Hyundai of Dublin. You know the savings are so good. Great Lakes Hyundai of Columbus. Good. GLakesHyundai.com.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Helping a new driver get ready for their road test? Here's a convenient new way to make the most of your 50 hours of required practice driving time. The Road Ready Ohio app, available now at no cost to new drivers and their families. Road Ready Ohio keeps track of your driving experience together, providing feedback and safe driving tips. It even generates the documentation you need for the Ohio BMV. The Road Ready Ohio app, free to download in the Apple and Google App Stores.
Morning Juice, real football talk. Just two guys who aren't afraid to say what needs to be said. And that's how she rolls.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Now streaming mornings on YouTube and 10 TV Plus. Attack and dominate. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Another summer day ahead with daytime highs topping out in the low 80s and bluebird skies with plenty of sun. For tonight, a few more clouds in our lows, getting down into the upper 40s to low 50s. But then for Thursday, we'll see partly sunny skies and highs right around 80 degrees. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Free Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, Bet365 time.
Let's do it because right now, new customers at Bet365, you're going to bet. All you have to do, is bet $5 and your get. After that, $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on spreads, totals, player props, or money lines. Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians.
All right, very cool. They give you a 50% super profit boost on any MLB playoff game. So you go in there and get your single game parlay and do 3 selections, and you're going to get 50% profit added to what you could already win.
Okay.
So that's fairly huge. I was thinking about something in your game.
Yeah.
Yamamoto's strikeouts are over under a 6.5. The over is actually the favorite.
That makes
sense.
And a fairly
decent one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Strike you guys out 7 or more?
Blake Snell got us 9 times last night, and so there's definitely some swing and miss in our lineup. There's no denying that. So yeah, that makes sense to me. It does make sense to me.
What about the Yankees bouncing back?
Oh boy!
After they left the bases juiced and nobody out, we get a Yankee. I could mental hedge this.
Your boy Dream Weaver let him down last night coming out of that bullpen door.
Run came off the board.
It's still a tie game?
Oh, so he was out before he got the home plate.
Yeah.
I was checking to see if the right hand was in or not. That is massive. So still a tie game with the Guards.
That's big. That's a huge call.
Could mental hedge this. Just go Yanks, bounce back, force game 3, and then take L.A.
Take L.A.?
Yeah.
That makes sense. I'm going to do what I was scared to do yesterday because I was right there.
I know you
and
switched.
I just didn't do it. I wanted to get in the Shohei Ohtani home run business. I went with Giancarlo Stanton. That did not happen in the Bronx, but what happened in L.A. where Shohei Ohtani telling Hunter Green, you're going to learn today. So I learned from my mistake, and I'm going to bet on Shohei Ohtani to do it again. You got a righty on the mound that's scheduled to start in Littell for my Reds. So give me a Shohei Ohtani dinger at plus 165 today at Bet365. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Again, they are the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply in app only.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
All right, one of the viral videos from the weekend's NFL games took place after a game. And it was after the Jags beat the Niners. Jacksonville coach Liam Cohn went up to 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh and started basically yelling at him and almost wasn't challenging him to a fight, but
it's kind of like, remember when Will Smith smacked Chris Rock?
I watched that live.
Remember when he went back to his chair and he was saying, "Keep my wife's name out of your blanking mouth"?
Yeah.
I think this was Liam Cohen telling Robert Saleh, a.k.a. Xerxes from 300, to keep my name out of your mouth. He is, you know what I'm talking about? Xerxes from 300? That
no,
character?
but I like it.
Check out, go look at.
How do you spell Xerxes?
I have no idea, but Xerxes from 300, the first 300 movie, it is Robert Saleh. To me.
It came after Saleh told reporters that the Jags have some advanced sign-stealing type system.
Okay. Like, hey, we like what Michigan did.
Holy cow, they're twins.
Yeah, I told you.
And with the Chiefs...
Oh, here, you want me to play that audio? I have it.
Which one?
The original from Saleh?
Yeah.
Prior to the game? Okay, yeah.
Here we go.
The biggest challenge, or what do you expect to be the biggest challenge this week, specifically against the Jaguars without Nick Bosa out there? And what have you been doing this week of preparation to kind of combat that possible challenge?
Yeah, Jacksonville, this is a very young, but it's a very talented group. Liam and his staff, a couple of guys coming from Minnesota, they've got legally a really advanced signal stealing type system where they always find a way to put themselves in an advantageous situation. They do a great job with it. They formation you to try to find any nugget they can. So we've got to be great with our signals, and we got to be great with our communication, and to combat some of the tells that we might give on the field. So they're almost elite in that regard. That whole entire tree, from Sean to Kevin O'Connell to all those guys, they all do it.
Oh, you're dirty cheaters too, huh?
They all do it.
That's what you guys doing up there in Minnesota? That's how you guys get down, AR?
Honestly, this is the first I've ever heard of in the NFL.
He just credited Sean McVay with orchestrating everything.
He did say legally.
I mean, it's a really, really weird way to compliment a team.
It is.
It is. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. And Liam Cohn, after he beat him, called him out on it. And I don't care about the whole...
Did he say, "Give me my flowers"?
I don't even care about who would win in a fight or anything like that. I don't know if they were going to fight. It didn't seem like it
anymore.
But
yeah, except hockey players.
Saleh was... I mean, he got what he had coming to him, I guess. He lost the game.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Liam Cohn, you feel like you're putting my integrity, I don't know what other words I could use here, but you're taking away credibility, I guess, from me as a coach, and I can understand why that can become personal from Liam Cohn. And it seems like Robert Saleh maybe moonwalked off the take just a little bit, because it no doubt was a backhanded compliment. Like that's what it was, and nobody wants to be known for being a cheater. And so when you go down that road or you toe that line at all, you got to stand up for yourself a little bit. So I think that's exactly what happened.
It's not legal to film coaching signals from unauthorized areas. That's what the whole Spygate was about.
Well, he didn't say film.
He didn't. No, he said they have a system of stealing signs. Was he alluding to the fact, like, in-game?
I assume so.
Because they can use the all 22. Like, that's legal.
And
all these teams shoot film of overheads and end zones and all that.
He said they formation you in a way. I don't know. Maybe he was saying that, like, with their motions and their formations, they, like, make you reveal if you're going to blitz or if you're going to drop back into cover. Like, maybe something like that.
Yeah, I took it as, and you're right, I took it as though, that's a good point, but I took it as they almost like they know what's coming. Yeah. Like, they shouldn't know. They shouldn't be in those formations. Yeah. So they must be stealing signs. They must be doing it legally.
I'm with you. He said the word legally, so it's like...
Yeah, that helped him.
He's kind of covered.
Yeah. Here's the rule. Teams are permitted to use television tape and all 22 film, which is the film that is shot by each team during a game.
The eye in the sky.
From a designated area.
There you go.
So either at midfield or behind both end zones.
Okay.
To break codes,
okay,
which is what he's claiming they're doing. Coaches are also allowed to notice signals being relayed from the press box during a live game. I don't know what that means.
You're allowed to notice.
No one's staring up there with binoculars. What? Or somebody in the next booth. I don't know. I mean,
people still doing the binoculars thing?
You know, I own a pair. I have a couple. I probably have 2 or 3 pair of binoculars.
When's the last time you used
the last time I want to lug that to a game? Well, the better question is, when was the last time I needed them?
Yeah,
because
I don't even.
Gong. No, I'm just telling you that I feel like I could have used them at. I could have. You can't fire. Yeah, I really did. I didn't even mean it that way. I just meant
didn't get the joke.
I'm not going to a game where I need binoculars.
Which means
that was my point.
He's sitting in a suite down on the field.
I'm just not.
He's on the sideline, so
no. I wouldn't put myself in a position where I need to go to a sporting event with binoculars.
I thought you were flexing your eyesight. He's like, I don't need binoculars.
No,
I can see.
I was not flexing the eyesight. Believe me. Shout out Dr. Beckman.
He was flexing where he sits at the games. And who he talks to.
I'm just deciding now I don't want to do that anymore.
With Edgerrin James.
You don't want to do it either.
Warren
No,
Miller.
I don't. I just, listen, I didn't know that binoculars were still a thing. What's that?
Did you ever own a pair?
I've never owned a pair of binoculars.
Well, I got an extra for you.
Yeah, bring those.
You want to go sit in D-Deck or wherever you want to go.
I like the people watch. So I feel like I can get some good people watching done with
Maddie,
some binoculars.
that's a telescope.
Hey, real quick, Jags got to be kicking themselves a little bit because they should be 4-0 right now. They probably feel like that game we lost to Cincinnati, we shouldn't have lost that game. But here they are 3-1. So Robert Saleh does a little, not talking trash, but maybe in Jacksonville's locker room they take it that way and they go into San Fran and get a dub. They're 3-1. Monday Night Football this week for the Jags against Kansas City. So it'll be interesting.
Where are you guys on the Robert Saleh, Vin Diesel type? Yeah, I know he's older than him, but
for sure. I see it. Well, I see it. Yeah, I see it. Do you like my Xerxes comp?
I need to see that picture.
Zurkzees.
From 300?
Yep.
He's a villain in that thing.
If Robert Saleh loved jewelry, that's what he would look like.
That would be him.
He does have a movie villain look to him. There's no question. Saleh does.
Yeah.
He doesn't smile a lot.
No.
He's a defensive guy. Those guys are always seems a little grumpy.
All right, we come back with Jeff Lloyd. Do you think he was in on the whole
Orange and Fudge
miming deal with Shador?
Who knows?
Was he anywhere near the pantomime? We'll ask him next in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're over 50, it's likely that you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
Listen up.
Y'all know what time it is.
Abbott Elementary returns.
Miss Chimenti will no longer be teaching second grade. She'll be moving up to teach middle school math in homeroom.
New year.
Preteens are very different than second graders. Every day is like an episode of Scared Straight. What?
Same Abbott.
We live in a post-truth landscape, and these kids hit below the belt, which is where you haven't been touched in years.
Abbott Elementary season premiere.
Tonight at 8:30 on ABC6.
Good morning, Columbus. It's going to be a good day, and it's going to be big. With the biggest morning news team in Central Ohio, Good Day Columbus. The biggest news, weather, and traffic in town every day. Bringing you over 5 hours of breaking news, live reports, and continuing coverage, and stories that'll make you smile. First Warning Weather gets you ready for the day ahead, and Steer Clear Team Traffic will get you to work on time. Good Day Columbus, weekday mornings on ABC6. It's going to be a good day.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Finding the sweet spot between the over and the under. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right. Big news today. Dillon Gabriel taking over overseas, playing the Vikes, who are coming off a loss themselves. They've already been over there. So, big-time stuff going on for the Cleveland Browns, and he's the host of Browns 3D. And, of course, the Orange and Brown Report. And he's with us now, our friend Jeff Lloyd. Good to have you, Jeff.
How you guys doing today?
We're doing outstanding. A couple things first. Were you close to the old pantomime Shador interview today where he was asked questions and was mouthing the answers with no vocals?
Well, I think this is the issue Shador is going through. Like, if he says, I'm not going to answer anything, he gets labeled as being rude. If he does answer anything, which makes zero sense in the world, because does anybody remember DTR ever getting interviewed when he was the third string quarterback? So, I mean, everybody kind of knows what they're doing there. And, I think for Shador, I think the best thing should just be no comment, and then he's going to get labeled to be rude. But, what are you supposed to do in this situation? Look, I'm not playing. I have confidence in myself. I want to play, but I don't make those decisions.
What was he asked that would have been hard to answer, though? Like what would he have been asked that would have put him in a difficult spot? Whether he thinks he should be the guy?
That is probable. Well,
okay.
Or do you think you should have been number two?
Okay.
Those types of things. And, look, and it is tough because I think Shador, with being such a magnetic personality, and certainly he comes from one of those magnetic families there is, but his dad was also his coach. So there is some kind of respect for the process there as well. For me, it's weird because we have never seen much media try to ever go talk to the third string quarterback. They're doing it, I think, because Shador is obviously a very, an engaging name as far as social media, and certainly, Googling would come up.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you said there at the back end, Jeff. Now let's talk on who the starting quarterback is this week, and Dillon Gabriel, and how you think he can try and help this offense. I mean, with Flacco at this point, we know what he is. He's an old quarterback that is not going to offer much week in and week out. But now that they are officially making the change, what do you think we may notice offensively with now Dillon under center?
I honestly believe the offense is going to operate at a faster pace. I really do. I mean, look, everything Dillon Gabriel does, he's just, and it certainly has something to do with being almost 25 as opposed to being 40. The handoffs will happen quicker. The dropbacks will handle quicker. You could actually call some rollout, which has always kind of been a staple of the Kevin Stefanski offense. We saw some of it from Joe Flacco in 2023. We really haven't seen it in 2025. Anytime Joe has left the pocket was because he had to. It wasn't that it was designed that way. And, the Browns, look, they basically told us what they felt of Dillon Gabriel. He's an extremely smart kid. He's great in the video room. He's great on the whiteboard. He's a very smart processor. He plays on time. All of those things basically tell you then, well, what was the holdup? Obviously, we know what the issue is. Dillon Gabriel has physical limitations. The question is going to be whether or not he can overcome those physical limitations and, have some sort of lasting career as a quarterback in the league. Most likely, in my opinion, as a backup. But you're not going to know whether or not the physical limitations are going to hold him back unless he plays. People were trying to tell me, they're still developing him. He started 63 college games. What are you developing? He's going to be 25 in December. Whatever he is, he is. We're going to have to find out whether or not that's good enough. And obviously it'll start with a pretty tough test. Minnesota's certainly banged up, but Brian Flores is known, certainly been a guy who could, take leftover ingredients in your refrigerator and whip up a 5-star meal. So he certainly could have his hands full. But I don't think there was really any reason anymore to keep running Joe out there. You just weren't getting, and I think we all kind of expected, Joe gives us the best opportunity to win. Well, after 4 games, I think we've come to the point where maybe we thought that maybe Joe didn't give you the best opportunity to win anymore.
All right, Jeff, let's play this out a little bit then. If Joe is technically still listed as QB2, then I'm making the assumption that this is Dillon's team for the foreseeable future, no matter what happens, unless he just falls flat on his face, and it's worse than what we've even seen, I would think that he's going to be the guy for as long as they believe they're getting information back on whether he could be their future. How do you read this, that Shedeur is still 3 technically, and the fact that this is Dillon's team, I would think at least until the bye week or more. How long are you playing it out?
Well, I think, right now you're handing the ball to Dillon Gabriel. One of the things is you look at this division right now. And, of course, a year where the Cleveland Browns don't have everything in order is a year where the AFC North goes kind of south. In 20 it was a wild card because everybody was good. 23 it was a wild card because other teams were good. Here, if the Browns had the quarterback in place, who knows? At this point, you might think they were the front runner in the AFC North the way things have gotten this year. But it's also about development of everything around it. Isaiah Bond, Harold Fannin, the running backs, them developing a rapport with Joe Flacco is doing nothing for this team. Unless you think you can win the AFC North, it's doing nothing. We all know Joe is on a limited time schedule for this year. We all know he is no option whatsoever for next year. So you might as well play at least with one of the guys, if not both of the guys, who are at least under contract with Cleveland for the next few years. It's not strange that they've gone to Dillon first. They drafted Dillon first. They, as much as people questioned it early in the summer, when we all got done with the third preseason game, everybody was pretty much in agreement. Yep, okay, Shedeur's still got some of the issues here in the NFL that he had in college. And even though Dillon Gabriel didn't get to play in the first preseason game, had a nice preseason week 2, had an even better preseason week 3, and it was clear at that point that of the 2 rookie quarterbacks, he was the one that certainly was closer to getting a chance at the starting opportunity. Maybe it came quicker than some anticipated. I think most of that is probably due to Joe giving you less than what you thought you were going to get. But I think you should be excited. I mean, look, there's a lot of kids on this offensive side of the ball. And that is probably one of the biggest storylines of this 2025 Cleveland Browns team is youth and how quickly it can all develop, how quickly it can all gel. And it puts you in line of what you're going to need to hopefully put out a much more competitive team in 2026. But I think Dillon's got every opportunity to stick with this for a while. I think they would like to see Shedeur play a little bit. But I think the problem with putting Shedeur in there is I think you're going to run into the same issues with the offensive line and pass protection with Shedeur Sanders that you were running into with Joe Flacco. Shedeur just doesn't have much mobility. Joe, at his prime, probably had more mobility than Shedeur does in his prime. It's something that's definitely a big issue, and I think they think Dillon Gabriel at least out there can go out there and at least be a little athletic competitive.
All right, well done, my man. That's good stuff. This is going to be fun to watch. I know a lot of people are pulling for him, and he certainly is confident in himself. So we'll see what he does against the Vikes overseas. Thanks, Jeff, bud. We'll talk to you soon.
Anytime, guys. Appreciate you.
Jeff Lloyd with host of Browns 3D and the Orange and Brown Report on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. All right, a couple seconds for my boys out there at Germain Honda of Dublin. Jerry and the team, Rich and all the guys. Football season's here, and they've got savings. They've got good vibes out there. I've talked to you about the Honda Ridgeline Sport, 0% APR. You can lease it for as low as $299 a month. You can score big with all of their vehicles. I saw the 2025 Honda Accord LX, just 3.99% APR. You can lease it from only $199 a month. Get out there. They're on Sawmill Road, just south of 270. Talk to Rich. Talk to Jerry. Get the team involved. They'll find you the right vehicle at the right price. You're going to love it. The relationship starts right then and there, and it will continue all the way through service. No appointment necessary. Just an awesome dealership. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270. You know all about the reliability. Go see the looks and go see my guys out there at Germain Honda of Dublin and check out all their vehicles at germainhondaofdublin.com. We come back with Tell the Truth, Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, Go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Parents, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Go for it.
We're listening.
Yeah. Are your teens good with money?
She's a good kid.
She's the
but
best,
yeah.
I get it. Switch to Huntington Bank, and your teen debit card can really help.
Oh?
You can set spending limits, and your kid can track budgets, so they learn that money doesn't, in fact, grow on trees.
I think we need this.
Sounds good, yeah. We feel you, parents. Let's get more from teen banking. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Curtis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Curtis & Associates, attorneys who care.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good. You know the savings are so good. You know the savings are so good. Great cars, great deals, Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good. You know the savings are so good. You know the savings are so good. Great Lakes Hyundai of Dublin. You know the savings are so good. Great Lakes Hyundai of Columbus. Good. GLakesHyundai.com.
2 blockbuster game shows, 1 jackpot-sized night. Fox Tonight, the floor is back with a Stars and Stripes showdown.
I'm Rob Lowe, and it's a state against state battle.
Then,
84 players for me.
Ken Jeong and Aaron Andrews host the new $1 Million game show, where the games look simple.
Players must catch potatoes with a fork.
Until the pressure's on.
Know what it's like to unfreeze a pair of pants?
To win the $1 million, they've got 99 to beat.
Tonight, starting at 8 on Fox 28.
At the end of the day, the sun sets on Central Ohio, but stories are still unfolding. Every voice, every neighborhood, every question that still needs answers. Fox 28 News at 10 is there in the quiet moments and at the turning points, digging deeper, finding solutions, lifting up the communities that shape who we are. At the end of the day, you deserve a team that's on your side. Fox 28 News at 10, always on your side.
If you have an unhealthy obsession with the Blue Jackets, we have just the remedy. Join us Wednesday nights at 7 for the Inside Edge. All the Jackets and hockey conversation you can handle. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com now.
All right, TLC, take us home.
I'm laughing over here. Now, we have sad news that will have a little bend of humor at some point. Sad news in the world of Animalia, too. Jane Goodall passed away at the age of 91. And so in the group chat,
that's rough.
Someone mentioned Jane Goodall just passed away. And then the following message from somebody else is that the chimpanzee lady.
You're not wrong.
No, it is. It's funny. That was a funny way to phrase it. And that is how we know her.
Yeah. But, April 3rd, 1934. is when she came into this world. Yeah, it's wild, isn't it?
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Everything that she did to study the behavior and how much she loved wildlife and animals. That is sad, but what a life.
Mm-hmm.
What a full life.
Yeah, 91 years. Definitely what you just described, that's for sure.
The chimpanzee lady. Okay.
They're not wrong.
Yeah.
But conservation and animal welfare would be the nicer way to put it.
All right, that made me laugh a little bit. Anyway, so they were talking on Bishop and Friends today because Bo was listening to our show yesterday, and our big discussion, which, by the way, we ran the poll on 7 and 7s. Big topic of conversation on yesterday's show.
Let's set it up real fast. So Maddie had said something during the show about, like, it was a football reference of some kind. I think you said 7 on 7 or something. You were talking about something. And that triggered in my stupid brain, oh, yeah, back in the day, 7 and 7.
Yeah.
And you guys had not heard of that. And I understand why now. Like, that's why I texted Bo right away. I'm like, all right, am I officially old or should these guys know it? And so he'll give you his response here on tape. But after talking to some people, it's not a lot of places that stock Seagram's blended whiskey anymore. And so it's not as prevalent as I thought.
I knew the bottle in my mind. Like when you started describing, remember I was laying like the yellow and
you had it
red number 7 and all that stuff. So I would be interesting to hear what our Uncle Bo had to say.
I think this is more directed at you guys when I asked the question, should they have known it or am I just old?
Okay. Yeah. First, let me run through the results of the poll. 153 votes, decent sample.
Okay.
All right. So my 3 options for the question, have you ever ordered a 7 and 7 at a bar? The 3 options were yes, no, but I've heard of it, and never heard of it. So if you do the math, 87% of voters have at least heard of it before.
Okay.
So it's 87 to 13, and Ice and I are in the 13.
Yeah. Wow.
So the winner, then if you take that 87, it's split up basically 46 and 41. 46 being no, but I've heard of it. 41 being yes, I've ordered one.
There you go.
So it's close there. But Bishop and Friends, they were talking about it, and here's what they were talking about.
I was listening to a conversation with Rothman Ice and the Great Cole, and they didn't know what a 7 and 7 was. So initially, I almost drove off the road with the idea that they didn't know what that was. AR asked me, like, are we old? And I said, yeah, I think, first of all, we're old. I think the reality of it is, when you are in your late teens, early 20s, you don't necessarily like the taste of whiskey. So you need something to take it down a notch. And then you say to yourself, well, why would you do that? Well, I'll tell you why, because we had to go talk to girls. That's why. And we need a little bit of liquid courage to get there. Nowadays, the kids don't have to go talk to girls. They don't have to have interpersonal communications. You don't have to suffer the indignity of walking up to a girl in a bar and asking to buy her a drink or asking for her number and her saying, no. You don't have that. You just app it. Swipe left, swipe right.
So you guys needed something strong back in the day to get that courage going quickly. And
real quick,
us cheaters here.
What you just said is I was going to bring up the point. Did he say when they were teens, they were drinking this stuff? Did Uncle Bo drop that on?
Did he say teens?
Late teens, I think is what I heard in there.
Not completely wrong. Remember when I grew up,
that flew over my head.
I was
late teens.
Yeah, but when I was in Chicago, the drinking age in Wisconsin was 19.
It was state by state?
I wonder what it was in Montana.
So you could go to Milwaukee.
Oh,
is what I'm saying.
Bottles up there.
What
legally.
I'm saying is 19.
Okay,
he's not wrong there.
That just surprised me a little bit when he said late teens.
And look what it's done to the alcohol intake in that state.
How do you guys feel about that?
Which part?
The part
the
where,
dating part or the 7 and 7 part?
Well, that you guys don't need to
go out in the streets.
Yeah,
I think we have the best.
Harder for us.
I think we have the best of both worlds.
You with the dating apps, and there's no real rejection other than
there's rejection. There's the getting left on red. There's the just out of nowhere the conversation ends and they never respond.
But that's way easier behind a screen.
No, I'm just saying. I think you could still. He was emphasizing like the in-person no part of it. We still have that, so we have the double L's that you can take: the in-person no and on social media. Getting dunked on that way too.
But I can count on one finger how many girls in my life I have point blank just asked for their phone number, and it was like no clue whether or not I would get it or not.
In person?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. We got to get those shot attempts up.
I mean, I've asked for girls' phone numbers when it's like far enough into the conversation where it's obvious that they'll give it to me,
Right.
but just like point blank where it's like, all right, we're taking a shot in the dark. That's only happened once.
Oh, so you're a big conversationalist.
I don't think anyone's just walking up and it's the first thing they say. Is it? Is that part of your generation now?
I guess it's like if you're at
Like
a
a few
club.
It doesn't have to be the first thing that you say, but like how quick is the trigger?
I mean, if we're at the club and there's loud music playing and all that, you're not really striking up like a conversation.
But you got to
Like,
have
it's
at
kinda
least
like
a few words.
Hey,
Yeah, there's a few
really
words.
good.
Hey, how you doing? I think you look
the club,
nice.
the music's loud,
Blah,
and-
blah, blah. I'd like to see you again, whatever. I've been wondering if I could get your number, you could give me, or I'd give you my number. Like, it doesn't
It's
have
a
to
trade.
To me, it doesn't have to be
Let's
like
barter.
a whole
Let me ask you this.
lengthy conversation.
Where is it now? Because what I hear mostly from your generation would not be, can I get the number? It's, are you on the gram or are you
Snapchat.
Yeah, are
Yeah.
you? Is it that more likely than even the number?
They're the same. It's a wash.
Okay.
It's a
the
wash.
Snapchat, you're telling on yourself if you're doing Snapchat.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that still existed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Sna- yeah.
That's the one that disappears,
Yeah, that's the one that
Yes.
disappears.
but it really doesn't, or does it?
No, it disappears.
You
Okay.
can save it.
You can't screenshot it, though, because it will
can't.
let that person know that you screenshotted their snap. I'm pretty sure that's still a thing.
Yeah.
It used to be that way, but I'm pretty sure, like,
Okay.
you sent me a picture, AR, I Snapchat it or screenshot it, you're going to see on your snap that I screenshotted it.
But you still get the screenshot.
I still have it.
I mean, that's not a fail-safe. Like, that's not good.
I think he's 100% right, though. And I was just talking to a group of friends, guys and girls, about this recently. And one of the girls said it. She's like, guys don't just walk up to girls at the bar anymore, just like whoever they look for. Like, it is kind of, if that happens, it's groups and groups and kind of like the merging of two friend groups, so everybody kind of has like some support.
I don't know.
But
see, my
one-on-one?
my homies, Chef Curry with the shot, baby. We're not those guys. They're married. Used to be able to shoot shots like that. I want to get even my boys in trouble. Hey, before we go, if you missed anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you got to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the pod as well. Bet365 is the sponsor of the Rothman and Ice podcast. Adam King in again with Timmy Hall. Nicole Sheeran will join for her hit today as well.
Still 1-1, or are we checking another call here?
I think we're 1-1 still.
All right.
Yeah. 1-1.
Boy, that half a step where the Tigers were tagged out at third, where the lead runner was almost touching home plate.
Yeah.
So we're still 1-1, top 6. Guards hanging in. All right. Have a great afternoon. Keep it locked here on The Fan.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.